Or say a live on Happy 98.9 FM, live on ETV Ghana, live on Nisim 95.9 and 100.1. Reminds me of a song we used to sing back when we were on campus, Gamsu Days. Song goes like, if it had not been for the Lord on our side, tell me where would I be? Where would I be? We used to sing that song a lot of times when we'd go for our dawn, prayer sessions and evening prayer sessions after prep is over. And if it had not been for the Lord, where would you and I be? If it had not been for the Lord, how would we be enjoying the abundance of grace, the abundance of mercy, the abundance of blessings, favor, and the peace of mind that we have all the time? But for God. But for God. How is it that we grew up in a community where people who had so much, today, you ask where they are. And in a scheme of things, it begins to look like we are doing well. The people who were not considered in our communities, the people who were not considered in our societies, today, when they are looking for people to speak, they look out for us. Because grace found us. Because God picked us up, lifted us, and the world sees us. If it had not been for the Lord, where would you and I be? Have you ever asked yourself that question? That about the same, and I be bedru hanu we say. About the same, and I be bedru sampen so we say. Sometimes, kabebi onyankopon e de wo free na wo de wo eba. Ne bisa ho say, e de na me yo ye nti a onyame ehu me mobo na opagya me free atechani mu na wo de ma bedru sampen so yi. Sometimes, ti ho kakra na fa kai wo ho say, wo fi baby and a woba and no bedu sampen so we say. You need to sometimes retrace your steps. Last time I made a kind of story of a rich man who decided so now or person will try now or fat kakra or person will try and what kind in chi. Then he realized how much of a blessing God has been to him and his family. Now once we story is saying now we pay juma na we bia we nyankopon adom we de adwuma beto nsem one bread and or the chair wo. And I will title to you saying, and I will nyankopon paibo impo enkita ngodi eti saying. Na wo peba okay. Na no nyankopon de ba chewo. Na wo pekunu wo poyire and no nyankopon bless you with a good husband and a good wife. And nyankopon shida with so many things. And yet, you can't spend just a minute to be on your knees to say thank you, Abba Father. Midi at the simulation more kwaba ever happy morning show. So Sam me akopem na idea yedi ehun ye ho nkomo yedi o man Ghana ho nkomo ye bobo ye ho ye kyerkyere adwene enso efa ensem a bo man ye bobo hu and saying ACP retired Victor Tando at the road safety tidbits na ebeben yedi the workrata na etifisem no enso ebebre omanfo na ya toaso na yedi nkomo yedi sports updates ebre omanfo na ya bomboden na ya bobo ensem mu kaisa social media nkomo mo susu edie no susu no yede ho ensem ebro make social media asemi na make social media etwagu e Facebook, Twitter and Instagram obetimi afollow yen e wo honom ye hashtag no happy HMS and I say obe handle no happy 989 FM and I say ETV Ghana na also comment via obese wo de brain no odi brain so the phobi and edi na woda and pay na pese ochia na obetimi e de afa ayesa platform si nyina so na odi brain your WhatsApp line ye de adwuma studio hanum so 02022222067 and unsusu no ebia a birthday dedication and anniversary bi and will be edi na pese ochia na akwenya e wo ho a obetimi e de brain no samede yenko na any ACP eni nkomo no mfa road safety tidbit no embrayin. I'm also saying ACP retired Victor Tando edi nkomo or the road safety tidbit no embrayin. Is if you na penso ya chia oja.
Me do so this year.
Na impom design op eja.
Ya me nchade, we do some small hoye.
Nyame adom ye wo nkwa na ye wo hoden so. Anopay bacho ye nam he.
Yo me do ase. my former Happy FM. Momo, my upper sorry. And more to my pa, Moody Simoniso, Moody, a de Boamo mine. A talk maso papa. The sentinel messerings or don't for Jan Coswell and come on. Uncle so and tit the name so and children. A tear for Mutig Medi and the pay Mamma Mamma Chia the shit. Edmobile said Media Cassie so Happy FM 98.9. And I pay an idea, a boss, a BBR, Sami a Sean, and the tit a drum. All my body children be any justice not Isaac Ade. Sefa Dankwa, Raymond Nyamado, Ewa Fatisha Ibu Ali, Pastor Thomas, and the director Kwame Dante. Who's afraid the MS on ye din ye. What doom a map of Naboffa for this year and agree 1 more 100 bonnet with you beyond you. So a mad party and a strong holding yet to 2 and 9 to 3 and sir. The same me and who say, yeah, Dumbi. Yes, I doomed there. And you mean a retired principal Shibum, the end church one to pay, set by his grace. We are alive. So for the champion for the end twas. And Taraba was over down Suman, the more channel pay. Opening Obri, or Manchester Sabaho, senior tutor's office, the more channel pay. Penny Dentura. Good morning. The chair on the pay anti dina on Swada Braka, the Mamuina Hachi, Yaman come home. That is Cassam Circle. I will want Bubuashi, only Mamino, and Bahima, the chairman in other, Yaman coming in Amho. I was after the action of pay a strong thing, sorry, a hindi acro. Ye be say home, see echo ye connoissing, and that ye bansua, ye banis. If you have papa say BBM, yeah, you became say home, if you have papa. It was after Enra, then send be a cosso, and then send be cosso, a tray a drink a crack, a turbo to know, and penny be success a be ya. In case you hawk dear, ye nano, and finding ye be a sober bam for so, a mark a 24. Kanka said the hobby a janine beer. And now say be a good show money yeah. Na acquire some more, acquiring Jacka. And now a bulky echo supplement. Could you know how me have two booty? Acquiring a two booty no. Baku me and son and 9 and Kitobaku cross one saying the count on say number a cobe in Numisa. Who's sampa? You bet me at Danny B. At the Isa Janine Biam. Ebi a mienu a etwas edi tuo paa. Mienu edi tuo paa no. Let's say ye jai mienu no a eno no e wo sei no ama hyenkafo. Omo ba ene omo ekro. Let's say koba ni sa. Let's say kwan no ombesi baby. Ombesi baby senye drive for ndro no person koyo ho ya na pass na person yi no ho ya. Na ka na ama ne ho. I just say ho wi a na wafa baby foforo no wasa kusi kwan bio ne nyina na mgis engineers ebetimi ede omani akọ aprobo no makohwe se omo ye ne sen a na be yi na ka ebu bi de ne adwen ye se kwan chen baby kura baby ene ebi no maye petrol stations no ya de no nya ho baby ye siesie ya na fie bubu dan ne fi ho a ayeka na ne ka de benya ye ka de benya ye ka no ba ya badada say feed bra ka say tobutu no me anyi bi no driver for nam film ne hina ka no a bi ano no anti msepen for be hwe ni ye on hwe na se bi ya say ye so dia o mo san fa haw emeto kwan so bi o say kwan na da ho no akaza no o ne haw dada enu abusa for the chefo nyame edia fofi disanke santi bibi fufuro bi ewo nsawom we de nye Boatin vocational ho efi commercial bank ho esane akọ railway crossing no so ɛde akɔ densu no so no long trailer baako so tie praka ɔtie praka na saa driver mebɔ n'aba so onya kukuduro paa ɛna ɔde abɛn pɛn nti wa ɔbɛku bia no sɛ yɛfi soro hɔ no bɛsane no ano ɔden nti wei ano ɔde afa ha wei ano ɔde afa wei ano apia ne kaa ɔna ho sɛ nipa bi ho ɔden pa nipa baako pa ɔpia ne kaa akɔ nkyɛn na so driver ne tumi sɛ ɔsi anim saa ɛde twɛ mu hɔ ɛtra de nso no ɛde kɔ adoagyiri no ho a ɛhɔ na afei de kaa no ankasa ne boduyɛ no ɔkɔgyinaeɛ driver no ayɛ ade sɛ wode toto n'ano de esi ho a saa driver no wɔanya saa kokoduro no bi ɛna ɛkɔfa ɔhaw bebree na wokɔhwɛ hɔ sɛ ne esi yɛ ɔyɛ a ɛhu sɛ ampa akwanhyia no na ano ɔden yɛbɛsrɛ Ghana Highway Authority for na yɛnhwɛ sɛ kasa kɛseɛ no sɛ ɔmo ba nsɛm kurom a ɛnkanka tanker drivers a ɔmo bɛyi petrol articulator trucks sɛ ɔmo bɛyi cement ne nneɛma sɛ ɔmo bɛtumi afa kwan foforɔ no baabi a ɛnɛ mmaa no ahye dwa hɔ no a woduru hɔ a kwan bi wɔ hɔ a wotumi fa hɔ na wabɛsi fam ɛso wabɛsi adoagyiri na wode kɔ ɛsiane sɛ kasa kɛseɛ no dodoɔ no wɔn ntumi nsiesie ɛhyɛn no yie saa plaka driverfoɔ titi yɛ nyinaa no ɛsɛ break na ɛtwerɛ bi a na wokɔ kora mpo na kaa kɛseɛ bi wokɔdi n'anim a na akɔyɛ hu sɛ wokɔdi kaa kɛseɛ n'anim ɛsiane sɛ ne break no ti fa so pɛ mo a modi n'anim no deɛ ɛneɛ nanso ɛda se bɔ so a obi bɛtumi adi n'anim mesrɛ si ɛkɔ no firi na wosɛ sanhyɛn ho ne ade a ɛyɛ nta nsanhyɛn kɛseɛ wokɔdi n'anim prɛko pɛ ɛsiane sɛ ɔn break no ɔnkyerɛ da biara no sɛ ɔmo yɛ no ma ɛkwan ada ɔmo ne ɛhyɛn ɛwɔ ɔmo ntɛm no ntɛm sɛ biribi mpo ni a wɔn ho sɛ na ɔbɛyɛ na ɔmo sɛ kwan da hɔ no wakɔdi n'anim anhwɛ yi a dako ade ayɛw wɔn nyinaa mo yɛn nsua ne yɛmfa nante ɛsi esua ne yɛde nante a ɛbɛtumi aboa yɛn ade a yɛkutia no sɛ akwanhyia no sane ɔwɔ yi ano bɛtumi abrase ɛde ama yɛn ɛsɛ bɛtumi aba no saa deɛ a ɛna bibia mu no wɔn yɛn hwɛ sɛ bɛtumi ayɛ ne ɛyɛ bɛtumi ayɛ ne ɔyɛ kwan so ɛkyɛ no a saa truck driver no a otumi ɛte praka na ɔde abɛn ne ade agye nkɔfɔ dodoɔ nkwa na ɔno nso nya ne ti didi mu no ɛbɔ n'aba so ɔyɛ ade na ɔyɛ a wɔnhwɛ ne cars ne yie ɔnapɛ bi ɔkɔfa ɔhwɛ sɛ breakthrough no ebi wɔ mu engine oil wɔ mu nsuo ɛwɔ water tank no mu ne nyinaa no ɔnto mo drivers ɛnyɛ ɔmo nko kaa nketewa nyinaa obiara nie n'ani na ɔnsɛ ne dwuma no ne yie yɛn ne saa ebetumi aboa yɛn mesrɛ ɔdɔfo yɛn kɛn ho na ne dwuma pɛ biara esi ebu bia ne so no ɛgya no ma no nyɛ atom ne nhyira ɛfɛ ma yɛn.
Medo ase for your road safety tidbit or the abre our Jimmy no as social media beto so na the headlines of the newspapers now abre adofo. And you welcome to the Happy Morning Show live on ETV Live on Happy 98.9 FM. We have 9 more minutes before we hit the top of the hour. 6 more kwaba ebe jimedi so say afei and adu afidi no ato hanom say ene eyo kwada ye more kwaba na ka say jimedi etwegu enso so Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Or comment bia opese or the send ya but you between the fast platforms yi yensa ebeka na ede ama omamfo. And if you Happy 989 FM our Facebook and NASA ETV Ghana and so our Facebook, Instagram and Twitter comment in the bathroom ebe kan nyina e de ama adofo se na man fo bebe na e metia no sia na nyem nkwa na metia me ne Fati Shabali and we mo nyamado and wa hanum sia ye di dwumade no ebre omanfo Ray. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You are ready.
Menyanko Ponso.
Fati, good morning. You are ready. Eda ready ase. Your party, finance.
The new crusading guide, Maxam Apiate explosion saga. Maxam grumbles but agrees to pay $6 million fine imposed by land minister. Embattled Dofo chief hot. Togbe Saho couldn't produce his Gazette document. Taso Ena John Kuma tackles Mahama, says Ghana facing no liquidity challenge. NPA secures police support to stop illegal fuel trading and harassment in Upper East. Taso Ena Oko paper nimwa Dunko chief leads community to decongest market and streets. Minister urged contractors to support implementation of e-levy. Stop using our youth as land guards. Concerned Zabarma leaders appeal. Eno ewo hono. Saso ena retract disgusting reference to our own constituency. MP tells suspended secondary Takrady MCE. Government set up early warning center to deal with insurgency. Eno ewo hono. Saso and an expose on alternative dispute resolution in Ghana. Opese uhua ubetumi apepe pano akaimbi. Senegal goes wild as players touch down with AFCON trophy. Sense of FIFA influence hangs over Africa's football leader. Where you now air stories are obenya ewo the new crusading guide.
Ghanaian Times anope say Apiati explosion. Government slaps Maxam company with $6 million fine over breaches in manufacture, storage, transportation of explosives. I know a big story our front page of the Ghanaian Times. World Bank earmarks, WBG earmarks 1 billion support for Ghana under new country partnership framework. I know ne asema ewaha me free World Bank wa eba. Take advantage of employment opportunities within YEA. CEO urges OT youth. Attempt to serve Asin North MP with injunction motion unsuccessful. Supreme Court to hear Opuni's application to recuse judge on February 15. Parliament approves loans for road, bridge construction in Afram Plains. Ninyina air stories are paper nedia banope. Roads Minister asks contractors to support e-levy. NPA Upper East Region Police Command to clamp down on fuel smuggling. Na feature be House say February 4 World Cancer Day. A reminder to consume more polyphenol-rich cocoa. And also a story Ewaha Asalaja gets customary land secretariat to address disputes. Ghana faces threat of donkey extinct if a story Ewaha MMDCs admonished to create cordial relationships with chiefs. John Dramani Mahama, NDC prepared to assist rescue economy. Suspend sanitation and stabilization levies. NDC urges government. Now, Usumanche, chieftaincy dispute is a very complex issue. Now, more education needed on newborn jaundice. Dr. Tichi and also the callway Abba. Now, still, our paper was say Pelangio Exploration donates $10,000 to Apiati Support Fund. Final story I'm the Beba and pay free education. I say government to introduce aerospace engineering in secondary education. Story with my funny bill. I say government to introduce aerospace engineering in secondary education. We asema Dr. Yao or say Educhum or the Achuja. We now air stories are Oko Ghanaian Times man pay bet me okay.
Daily Graphic front page stories and pay $6 million Apiati explosion fine. Maxam pays $1 million and $5 million remainder payable within 18 months. And no Honoma Oman for everything can be reads. Obituary for boss CEO invoke fear. And also Honum. Ghana National Fire Service targets 5-minute emergency response time. I wanted Mr. Julius Kuno, our chief fire officer. Omo Edin Infuni Atu Kratano Enim and pay millions facing severe hunger in Horn of Africa and no Honum. Former President Blaise Compaoré, one more Captain Infuni Honum was a prosecutor sick 30 years for Compaoré in murder trial. And also Honum Mauritius sends team to disputed island. Nina stories are Daily Graphic reporting a year Kratano Emu and pay. Francis Macron urges calm to resolve Ukraine crisis. EU notifies Poland it will withhold its EU cash. And also Honum Biden promises no gas pipeline project. Nina stories are and pay With me, I can kind of be U-tax strike, some offshoots, and also a story when I can kind of daily a graphic more and pay. Vodafone supports Ministry of Health with $1 million equipment, and also a one amount for a bit me. I can kind of be and pay. Convene forum to address economic challenges. Mahama and Kasa and work together to develop Kwawu West. MC being so and Kasa Semnum. Propagate government's achievements, not aspirants. Savannah NPP chairman and Kasa. Akachi North endorses new DCE. And Adaklu rejects nominee. Seal loopholes in public purse. Wilson Jr. charges government. And also Sue's trial, court orders prosecution to file documents. Nina stories and a pair of it can be our daily graphic move. Refund 124,000 Ghana cedis within 2 weeks. Parliament directs Kolebu Nessus and also stories daily graphic at the Abraham and a pay a war a year Kratanimu. Final ones. President eulogizes Togwiga Afum Asare and a naval Commodore Faustina Anochi to assume UN role. We stories and a pay daily graphic gathering.
The Inquisitor, evil at bust. And no a story wahanum. Economy on its knees, cut down expenditure and go to IMF. Alex Mode and Eka. Missiles targeted at JB fail to land. Jinapo imposes $6 million fine on Maxam. Apply windfall profit from oil revenue to reduce fuel prices. Rekobrobi and Edisa suggestion you Abba. Attacking credit rating agencies are necessary. Cut wasteful expenditure. Bopping to government. Central region pupils boycott classes. Demonstrate over lack of teachers. Will say a story no more. 5-member committee inaugurated to review health safety conditions in mining sector. We will ensure oil marketing companies fairly price products. And no honum. Eastern region, 2 brave nurses deliver woman in spontaneous labor in bush. Physician assistants threaten strike over conditions of service. And no honum. Saso and MIRF to become biggest minerals fund in Africa. CEO Eka. Local government officials will face sanctions when they misbehave. And no Dan Botre minister Eka Sasemwe. Vodafone Foundation supports Ghana with COVID-19 storage equipment worth $1 million. Report on Apiate explosion to be made public this week. Into when stories about the Inquisitor mu anope.
The Chronicle anope say, according to writs filed in court, Casa Perco engaged in alleged tax evasion. And all a big story at the front page of the Chronicle. Casa Perco lawyers write to Chronicle and also a story paper no ediaba hunsem now bet me akan ewo Chronicle mo anope. NPA force on police to file illegal fuel trade. Apiate explosion. Minister orders Maxam to pay $6 million. A free Akoto woos investors to the agri sector. When you know air stories our front page of the Chronicle anope.
Daily Statesman will say tough measures on Apiate disaster. Government imposes $6 million fine on Maxam Ghana Limited. Gabi pokes Mahama over economy. And Ajawais advocates relocation of markets along highways. NPA gets police support to combat illegal fuel trading. We air stories are Daily Statesman Eddie Abraham.
The Ghanaian publisher, MPs call for drastic action to halt road accident. Will regain control of parliament, in team assures NPP. Kofi Aban Foundation supports Mole National Park. Saso Ena Apiate explosion. Lands Ministry fines Maxam $6 million. Outlines 14 restoration conditions for operating permit. Jifa Ativo was NDCC Asantua. Former President John Dramani Mahama Ena Eka. MPA police partner to stop illegal fuel trading in Upper East. Eno Ewo Honum. Roads Minister urges contractors to support e-levy. ɛwɔ hɔnom saa so ɛna bailiff accuses Asin North MP of assault and also a story ɛwɔ hanom. Ghanaian among recently arrested ISIL Libya fighters, UN report reveals. Michael Jackson film coming from Bohemian Rhapsody producer and also a story ubenya ewo the Ghanaian publisher.
The informer Anope say, Apiati deadly explosion. Government punishes Maxam for its negligence and regulatory breaches. Dan Botwe warns against unprofessionalism. Ensuring safety on Ghana's roads, Minister urges DVLA and RSA to collaborate with police in enforcing regulations. Dogfight over Ghana's economy as Mahama Gabi slag it out. Government sets up early warning center to ward off coup in Ghana. Then you know air stories are informer de abanope.
Yet also na yede my final paper, the Finder newspaper, and yede man for or Maxam fined $6 million for breaches as Jenapo institutes 14 stringent measures. We will see Ghana out of the woods, World Bank for Ena Ekasa, and Maxam reluctantly agrees to pay $6 million fine. Dr. Ishmael Aka is acting executive secretary of the PURC, and NPA solicits support of security agencies to end smuggling. We are stories and pay the Finder newspaper Ede Abraying.
Business and Financial Times, brand content must speak to values. Panelist Ena Eka. World Bank readies a new partnership agreement. Asenso Bwachi receives audit report on government land property. Government landed property. 2 local agri-tech firms sign partnership to deliver $500 million world-class organic produce. Ewo honum. So and other stories say what paper nimu essay. The age of digital revolution against the traditional provision of insurance business. No ewo honum. Other stories essay European Union targeting comprehensive partnership with Africa. So and strategic measures to improve pension funds management. We need stories offer the Business and Financial Times. With me, NAB Akaime, Father Meridian, no end to us. So, NPA collaborates with police against illegal fuel trading. Apiate explosion, government fines Maxam $6 million. Institutionalized February 4 as public holiday in honor of JB Dankwa, government told. Mahama's AU panel calls for Moody's review of Ghana's rating. And no ewo honum saso and I apply windfall from oil revenue to reduce fuel prices. Mr. Reko Brobi and I ekasa asemwe. Yinahini impasaso bauxite prospecting takes off. And also ewo and a 5-member committee inaugurated to review health safety conditions in mining sector. We air stories at the Meridian Eddie Abba.
Republic Press, Anopese, runaway MP on rampage unleashes guard on bailiff. And no any big story about how the picture of Mr. James Quayson and funny awaha. From toll booths to toilets, road minister thinks aloud. Power FM boy jailed. Mahama was a failure. He has no right to criticize Akufo-Addo on the economy. Gabi and on this assembly Abba. Ghana Education Service interdicts JSS teacher in Tamale for sexual assault. Bamia has gone into hiding after tanking the Ghanaian economy.
From oil
okay. Bamia has gone into hiding after tanking the Ghanaian economy. Felix Kwachufusu and on this assembly Abba. Na custodian and Opese. Apiati tragedy. Lands Minister slaps Maxam with $6 million fine. Police backs NPA to stop illegal fuel trade. Sisala West MP donates 70 wheelchairs to constituents. Anotompre demands action on Insawam Gori accident. And JB Dankwa had Ghana at heart. Chairman Otiniho and Odessa Assembly Aba. When you now air stories are custodian at the Abano page.
It's also on your website www.happyghana.com. Now, the stories maybe Abre Adofo. Ghana's diplomatic works have been responsive to terrorist attacks. Minister Ayokubotwe and Ekasasem. Foreign Ministry highlights Ghana's mission to facilitate trade and after and also transport operators have been charitable to Ghanaians. NDC's Banahene and I don't expect NDC to cancel e-levy when they come to power. Ghanaians told and no Elhonum. SIM card re-registration is against human rights. Ras Mubarak and Ekasa. Ghana must not rush to the IMF. Professor Douglas Boateng and Ekasa. Company involved in a Piatti explosion fined $6 million, and all road contractors will be paid if e-levy is passed. And a roads minister Enna Ekasa. Your businesses will be affected. MP advises against phone strike. We stories are and pay away your website happyghana.com.
citynewsroom.com and pay stories awaha ABNA. Roads Minister clarifies toll booths for toilet comment. Says it's only a proposal. Power FM journalist jailed 14 days for contempt of court. We never breach safety regulations, but we will pay fine. Maxam Company Limited. So, I mean, we're a very interesting twist about Maxam say or no on breachy BBR. 6 million. Every paper carries 6 million.
Yeah.
I did through 6 million. Chief Justice to probe alleged assault on bailiff by Asin North MP's bodyguard. Government gives Maxam Company 14 conditions to meet before release of permit. In our air stories are Ewaha. Now, Otoaso, our paper, no say IGP assures of swift investigations into assaults on Connect FM journalists. Government lifts temporary travel ban on South Korea. Supreme Court to consider Jachi Kwesi's application for Article 94 interpretation on Thursday. Ghanaian among arrested in ISL Libya fighters, UN report reveals. Transport operators to announce 30% increment in fares next week. Liaise with Interpol to retrieve 70,000 Ghana cedis from absconded teacher Park to Pantanesis Training School. Government takes e-levy town hall meeting to Tamale. Bailiff alleges being manhandled by Asin North MP's bodyguard. And our final story, say Kofi Aban Foundation donates vehicles, PPEs, and logistics to Mole National Park. When in our air stories are, citynewsroom.com and pay Albert Miakan.
Google News. I won't comment on ratings implication on Ghana. Will help government to identify risk to economy. World Bank Vice President Enna Ekasa Semwe. No calls day in Ghana. How effective was it? And no Hono Abetmi Akambi. Maxam Ghana agrees to $6 million fine over truck blast that killed 13. And no Honum. DPC to prosecute non-compliant data controllers. And no Honum. Saso and Forbes Awards Joanna Jan Kujo. And no Honum. Ghana could lose up to 6% of its annual budget funding. And also a story a war Google News with me apebi akan anope.
Yet also the international news and Ebroman for the CNN.com and Shasir horror at Kabul's gate to freedom. The Pentagon says no one was shot at a deadly ISIS attack. A CNN investigation raises concerns over whether that is really the case. They wanted a new life in America. Instead, they were killed by the U.S. military. And no the grim story of what unfolded during the Kabul airport bombing. And also a man for a bit making can be. Teenage sensation Aileen Gu wins gold and crashes the Chinese internet. And also a man for bit making can be. Reporters press Aileen Gu over her citizenship. See her response. And also Putin's use of crude language reveals a lot about his world view. Russia pours cold water on Ukraine crisis de-escalation. Is that a nuclear plant? The story behind those towers at the Winter Olympics ski jump. And this is also El Honoma. North Korea boasts of shaking the world by testing missiles that can strike the U.S. And this is also El Honoma. And we think Sifawa Hanum say no Boame, Mediamekan Hyundai, and Kia take owners of 500,000 vehicles to park outside due to fire risk. Into way, stories are and pay CNN.com a day abraying.
BBC.com and OPC arrests as Ottawa warns of volatile protesters. Indian school hijab ban horrifying, Malaya says. Putin pledges no new Ukraine escalation. Macron and on disassembly Atuja. UCLA in $250 million payout for gynecologist sex abuse. Starbucks fires organizers as union threat grows. Australian MP in emotional plea over religion bill. Homes engulfed as deadly landslide hits Colombia. New Zealand protesters inspired by Canada blockade. South Korea suicide sparks cyberbullying petition. The power of the dogs leads Oscar nominations. Record high seizure of $5 billion in stolen Bitcoin. And Meta told to overhaul policies over doxing fears. Doxing fears. Stories are BBC.com. Over to me, Akai.
Reuters News. Chinese funding of sub-Saharan African infrastructure dwarfs that of West, says think tank. World Court set to rule on Congolese claim of over $11 billion from Uganda. Somaliland pitches huge oil and gas potential during Taiwan trip. Meta, Chime file lawsuit against alleged phishing scam on Facebook, Instagram. Fighting in Ethiopia's Afar region displaces 300,000 aid blocked to Tigray. U.S. restricts visa issuance for Somali officials accused of undermining democratic processes. At least 30 Islamist militants killed in Mali joint operations. Sasana cyclone kills at least 10 in Madagascar, destroying homes and cutting power. Spanish firm fined $6 million for Ghana truck blast that killed 13. We munyina ewo Reuters News.
Yet also now the weather update and a month from the Ghana Meteorological Agency for Honum. Share and a pay a flow, a crack, so Cape Coast Takrade, Axim, anywhere. One more HSA, it will be misty and a pay with lowest temperature around 25 degrees Celsius. And you may, we are sorry, it will be partly cloudy with temperature around 32 degrees Celsius. And you may, few clouds would gather with temperature around 29 degrees Celsius. Share a yendi, Tamale, Bole, Damango, Bogatanga, Nalegu, and it will be slightly hazy this morning, with lowest temperature around 20 degrees Celsius. Area it will be dry and hazy. Temperature would rise to 38 degrees Celsius. And you may it will be dry, slightly hazy, with temperature around 31 degrees Celsius. And to wait any weather updater and a pay Ghana Meteo for Eddie Abraham.
Yeah, the COVID-19 update, to us. So active cases 1,010. Confirmed cases 157,751. New cases 105 and deaths 1,419. Recoveries and discharge 155,322. Say ye call share vaccination now 11,835,359 total vaccine doses administered at SAT February 7, 2022. So and worldwide total figures I are recording. Some me phone freezing to the main fact worldwide total figures no ember. Young streets na emfa trying to know and twaso. Na trying to know and bakun and I say hashtag be a trendy any nipa ye bad. Nipa ye bad. Na nipa ye bad no efa mami be a wedi 90 years. Na all kind the story about senior Osia or Shere Niba Bema na oye very ambitious Ofilisa Nibano ebeko nim ewo abrabomu na osi we onim wan down jene say obetimi elusu nebane da na video bi o a yembo na yentie de na maame no eka ansa aba abefa comment no
o ti say ope wo say obeye obone nso na wonim na na ya wanyare da krumpo Wednesday mene no ana fi ha yeko yeko ya wo se wo fa ne sei na me so me kwa Achimota Forest mene kwa mani kro no ye bompa ye wa Achimota Forest pa ana wo se wo ba wa ma me ti se wo se me mra me ba ye na o ha na obi apoison wow yes adamfo nti tambia me to me mafo nti me ti me ni adamfo me na na uni adamfo esa sa adamfo ni bi wo ho a wo do ti se ope wo se obeye obone nso na wonim nti mo na mo adamfo no maka se wonta obi o tambia ani so na ma fa wo yire nyina nhyɛ adamfo mu fa wo yire hyɛ nyame mu wadwuma mu wudu fie nso a wo yire tambia ma mo ntam nya sere ene o ma na wanyina kyɛ enti enyi nkyerɛ no aseyɛ no no
story area and a comment no eba kweku say area say boy beware of friends. AJ Dios, a very handsome guy who lived right opposite my house at Medina Estate. Life is really unfair sometimes. Efia say reasons why I don't make friends. Even before and after marriage, I still don't make friends. So and Nana Yankee say friends are not bad. It depends on who you are and people you work with. It's through friendship I got my greatest helps. Say to say distance friends, that is what I do. I don't invite anyone to my house or even show them where I stay. Nana Sabasi, true, I don't make friends. The trusted ones are just like family, but still, I have to be careful. Ajiman says some friends and family members can make your life short. Be careful with friends. So and another trender, another hashtag trendy. Yes, Sakode Endra and Okotro say. Ni take on the e-levy, or say, I quote, I pay a lot of taxes outside and I don't complain because I'm using avenues they made available to make money. It's only right. It's not same here, and that is why we complain, not because the e-levy is bad. When you are broke, a harmless good morning can sound like a tease. And a comment, Abba. Eric say, analytical brains can still smell hypocrisy. Afran say, harmless good morning. Sack, sure say he be musician. My only issue be say the e-levy thing don't make sense. Even the COVID levy self don't make sense. If they wanna increase VAT, income tax, ECT, cool. Cause that falls under the criteria for taxation. And anyone who gonna come ask some baseless questions, riddle me this. How you gonna kill a dead person? I know Ewo Honum. It's just a very, very vague position. Jude is scared of some people. Ibrahim say, I like Shatawale. He goes straight to the point. Then why say he is beating around the bush? We all know his reason for this kind of reply. Nothing changes. I know Ewo Honum. And Nanama ain't it Nekrakra saying enough with the cryptic messages. Masa, be brave and speak to the understanding of the ordinary Ghanaian. Eno ewo honum ena amanfo eka na if you honum na yeko endra ensembia eko so efa toll booth ho asem endra ye show no yetina ha eka se yinyante ye se minister no apopo ho se ebia toll booth no omo ede ebeye washroom and as a toilet facility. I'm a man for Nandra before that, not a man for be actual septo boot no motion or mundi moleshe because a pose threat and a danger Emma motorist. And TM says I call nearby and then a minister and you toll boot and you bet me a toilet facilities. You bet me a use a man for drive it, na say or mu here so or more attending to nature scholar, nanka or more a use. And it's information better on a Ghana for CA. Na highway dear. A band say no be na highway kwa. A hefa no be park. Na toll booth in the parking places be wo na. A hefa na nipa be parking na fe wesi. Na wakwa akwa jonso ana wakoja nnan na wasa bet na the car mu akọ. nti saa deɛ no yɛkɔ so no nyinaa no na other cars no so ɔmo yɛ den ɔmo retwa mu anaa na toll booth nankasa no baabi esisi no ɛyɛ safe sɛ nipa bɛ krɔse na wɔpaake ne car wɔ nkyɛn na wɔde mmirika na wɔabɛtwa mu na wɔakɔhyɛ toll booth no mu sɛ ɔkɔyɛ ne ho yie na owie a wasan nti na asɛ Ghanafoɔ sɛ asɛm a papa yi kan deɛ yɛnhyɛ da nte aseɛ nti ɛbaa ne saa no na papa no kɔpie mu wɔ parliament no sɛ journalist foɔ koraa mo pɛ saa dodo asɛm a meka nyɛ saa na meka no nanso sɛ wotie deɛ na ɔka wɔ parliament no a ebi mu se kyɛ sɛ ɔmo nhyɛ da ho asɛm ne ti nkɔhu ne nan ɔsɛ nyɛ saa na meka yɛ afei so ɔse saa na meka na among other things no brɔfo a na ɔta eyi paa no no na ɔse among other things no nti kyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ suggestions ɛna na ɔmema nti suggestions no different types of suggestions me kura me suggestion endra wa ha sɛ ɔmo de bɛyɛ police resting point a ɔmo ɛyɛ ɔmo MTT for no ɔmo gyengya kwan ho ɛhwɛ cars no ebi ɛbɛ ma ɔmo atena hɔ anaasɛ ɔmo gyengya kwan ho sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a amanfoɔ ɛmflaute road traffic regulations no nti instead sɛ ɔmo bɛgyinagyina hɔ a ewia ɛbɔ ɔmo ne adeɛ no ɔmo bra na nkɔmɔ akɔhyɛ toll booth no mu no na ɛno kora na how safe is it nti sɛ si ano toll booth no dɛm paa ɛna yɛde ɛbɛyɛ meyɛ sure sɛ yɛbɛ ka ho asɛm but video ebi ɛwɔ hɔ anaasɛ voice no ɛwɔ hɔ a yɛbɛtumi akɔtie deɛ na minister no ɛɛka.
Refurbish all those toll booth structures to provide proper and decent washrooms.
In the course of the show, no yɛbɛbɔ na amanfo a ɔmo enya akonya ntie audio no ebetumi etie na afei no ɔmo so ehu bebe ɔmo gyina so ɔmo fo aso sɛ toll booth no sɛ ne etie ne bebe esisi no ebetumi de ayɛ washrooms anaasɛ den ɛna yɛmfa nyɛ toll booth no na amanfo bi mu ɛka sɛ it is possible sɛ bi a aban kra betumi asesa na adwen sɛ sisi ɛbɛsan agye toll it is possible sɛ ebi aban foforo bi ba obetumi akasa obegye toll na toll booth no yɛwɔ mu different types on say ebi mu use to say makeshift structure ɛna ɔmo de gye toll no ɛna ebi so ɛyɛ concrete a ɔmo ahyɛ da esi ne sɛ dan ɛwɔ kwan no mu nti ne nyinaa no yɛbɛdwira egu anaasɛ yɛbɛyɛ ne den nti ɛda so ɛyɛ nsɛm a amanfo edi ho abobu a obiara ɛkyerɛ na adwensame
yɛmfa ɛyɛ nɔma kakra ntwam na afei yɛnhyɛ ase ne nkɔmmɔ sim card registration exercise no ɛgu so a ɛkɔ so na NCA foɔ se yɛnka nkyerɛ sɛ menia start a process no in the comfort of your home but star 404 hash ɛwɔ phone no ɛso follow the prompt na afei no menia register o sim card no we are ɛyɛ wo service provider sɛ MTN sɛ Airtel Tigo anaasɛ Vodafone na udru hɔ no ma mepacho make sure so ukuta Ghana card na ɛna ukuta ɛyɛ o digital address nso so na bomo a complete registration exercise na ɛde amawa you can then move on na akwaye ne ɛwɔ so yɛ ɛmɛhu sɛ telco so ne bi on ma wo man kasa 82 na mo a wo mo ɛkɔ asoya wo mo ɛma kwan so man for betime register. I know say they've been visiting the churches. I know say wo mo asset it up at some vantage places a wo man for na betime register ntiminia take advantage and get your SIM card registered. Me pacho u pencheche mo bia betime afre 0800110622 na one NCA for EDM komo na aye 14th of February there many remod ye me bia ye ko airport west ye kan ebuku ye ho a ho na ye koji ani ewo na mass wedding nso so ebeba so on the 14th of February ye card of one adofo abomu ewo erade animu se onyankopon na nkasa nhyira omaware so emfa emo na wo mo so enkoware na senior bible ne ka no wo mo procreate enti misraw nyamepa on the 14th de nyina ye de ni ekire eye Wanshi Gardens Asalam down beautiful atmosphere very serene atmosphere yeko na yakoye dondo couples a wo mo eba be ware no minia wo mo enya arehemu our happy 98.9 FM mu no mo befa wo mo forms no they paid only 500 Ghana cedis and now me no work I say hotel on beda ya cater for car on betre mu ya cater for wɔn makeup wɔn ntaadeɛ aduane wɔn bɛdie location for the wedding adwomtofoɔ mo bɛto nnwom ɛwɔ dwumadie no ase ne nyinaa no the cost is being borne by us umpɛ wei na apɛ dɛn next year nyamepa sɛ adeɛ a wo ne ɛyɛ wodɔfo mo hyehyɛ sɛ mo bɛware nyamepa next year mepakyɛw take advantage of the Happy FM Mass wedding na mo nso no mo ware ɛwɔ nyankopɔn anim twɛw so it's not just about the glamour yɛde ɔmo afa nteteɛ mu ɛyɛ pre-counseling sessions a wɔn mo ho awareɛ no sɛnea ɛsitie post-counseling sessions nso so wɔn ma yɛn nso nyankopɔn adom ti wɔn mo ware yɛn nkɔte asɛmbɔne bia the previous couples wɔn ware yɛn ti asɛmbɔne bia wɔn nyɛ wɔn aware ɛfɛ so and don't just hang yourself with an expensive wedding. With me to have 500 Ghana cedis and still have a glamorous wedding now. Happy FM, your day, Ebrewo. HD Plus for SOYASNE. Tasty Tom, tomato paste for SOYASNE. EDC Investments, SOYASNE. Hollard Insurance for SOYASNE. Asin. ATL, PMI, Awake Natural Mineral Water, One She Garden, CCP, Cake Techniques, a Liqua Home of Fashion, a Drink Clothing, Purple Protocol, Flavors Decor, Craft, and a silver haircut and silver hair. And a second image for one more SOS now. You did maybe a bro, but you with me from paying for 0242235086. Now, you move at the Incomo and pay the Happy FM Mass wedding. Let your love dream come true and walk the aisle right. Wait, information kakra. You did Emma or mom for and pay age media. So you better say na you did Incomo Ray. Minister pay no. Odi yebe nanti na de nanti a na yemfa yeni enche eye maximum for ensensem and the fine of 6 million yede ama maximum for all in connection with eye apiati eye explosion min try na minfa eye the documenter free the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources buy on the 7th of February all to do with eye apiati and ensensem na me shasia not mean chassis in free paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, my main paragraph 6 and then chassis because that's where the details of a year in seminal ewo na afeni yendi and come was it given the complexity of the matter I constituted a 3-member committee chaired by a highly reputable former chief executive officer of the Minerals Commission Mr. Benjamin Ayi to carry out independent investigations to corroborate or otherwise the findings of the Minerals Commission. On Tuesday, February 1st, 2022, the 3-member committee submitted its report. Upon a review of the 2 reports, the ministry has established regulatory breaches on the part of Maxam Ghana Limited, hereinafter referred to as Maxam, in respect of the manufacture, storage, and transportation of explosives for mining and other civil works. These breaches, per LI 2177, attracts fines ranging from 600 cedis to 10,000 United States dollars. Nonetheless, having regard to the nature and totality of the circumstances leading to this tragic incident, I, as the Minister responsible for lands and natural resources, and therefore the overseer of activities in the sector, have imposed an administrative fine of the cedi equivalent of 1 million United States dollars at the prevailing commercial rate on Maxam. In addition to the fine, it has been agreed, after extensive discussions with Maxam, that the company will pay to the government the cedi equivalent of 5 million United States dollars, also at the prevailing commercial rate. For the avoidance of doubt, the total amount payable by Maxam to government stands at 6 million United States dollars, or its cedi equivalent at the prevailing commercial rate. Maxam shall pay the fine of 1 million United States dollars or its cedi equivalent at the prevailing commercial rate before the restoration of its permit to manufacture, store, supply, and or transport explosives. Given the demonstrable cash inflows of Maxam and their current circumstances, the remaining 5 million United States dollars shall be paid in 18 equal monthly installments beginning from the 1st of March 2022 to the 1st of August 2023. Maxam shall therefore pay to government on the 1st of March 2022 and on every first day of each month, and to the final payment an amount of 277,777 United States dollars and 78 cents, or its cedi equivalent at the prevailing commercial rate. The imposition of the fine and agreed sum to be paid is without prejudice to any criminal or civil liability Maxam may be subject to. Again, The ministry has given Maxam a set of measures to comply with as a condition precedent to the restoration of the permit of the company to manufacture, store, transport, and or supply explosives. These measures are: 1. Maxam shall transport explosives on a public. Maxam shall not transport explosives on a public road unless notice of the transportation has been given to the Chief Inspector of Mines or the Regional Mines Inspector at least 48 hours before the scheduled time for transportation, to enable the requisite inspection and certification to be carried out before the transportation of the explosives to a mine or quarry site. An inspector of mines or explosives shall be present, inspect, verify, and record in the designated explosives logbook for transportation that all the requisite safety requirements, rules, and protocols have been met before explosives are transported from the operational site or the company to a mine or to a quarry site. And it lists a number of these, 14 of them are, I was say, Maxam, MET, and Sana. One more etimi atwa, one more edmaso. There's a bit I'm sure na mede atwa, so that's the concluding part of the statement. Was it for the avoidance of doubt, the above set out measures will apply fully to all other companies operating in Ghana in the manufacture, supply, transportation, and use of explosives. Regulatory breaches and possible sanctions against Josidec Logistics Limited and Athens Enterprise and Transport Services, the two entities involved in the tragic incident, are being reviewed and will be applied and communicated in due course. Additionally, the conduct of officials of the Minerals Commission and all related officials in the matter are being reviewed, and further action will be taken where necessary. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources is putting in place all these measures to ensure that mining and mine support services are conducted in a safe and healthy environment that poses no danger to life and or property. In this regard, I have on Monday, 7th of February 2022, established a ministerial committee of inquiry under the chairmanship of Professor Richard Amankwa, Vice Chancellor of the George Park Grant University of Mines and Technology, to undertake a general review of the health and safety regime in the mining industry, review existing laws, regulations, and guidelines on health and safety standards in the mining industry, inquire into any matter relating to health and safety in the mining industry, and make recommendations to governments for legislative policy and other forms it may deem. The committee has 1 month from Monday, 7th of February 2022 to present its report and submit its recommendations to government for reforms. Government assures the country that it will continue to take the appropriate measures to ensure health and safety in the mining and mine support services industry. Signed, Samuel A. Jinapo, MP, Minister. Fatih.
The conversation would have been made easier if we had seen the full report. Right now, no, you know that the company itself is contesting the charge they are bomb, say they are culpable, no, that they are not. And then this 6 million fine, no, abim, no. Yeah, they to the cost of reconstruction na say appear to honum na, is the money enough, or even sikana yejino, is that what we are going to use it for? And I say it's just a fine a bit serve as deterrent, senior amount for ABD in your money. So the only thing that I find refreshing about SAPC, no, is how it applies to all mining companies. Senior Bayer, it's like there are laid down processes and procedures. I was Obia Efaso na Oyen Nejuma. And it also brings me to the question, say, before explosion, na process is being not then there was a open transport explosives, then there was all year. Now all these things na ya and what is new, they are back home. And I say, were all these things already happening, but people were not, the companies were not following, and but I understand said the report will be made public this week. Say in Saka report ni be na say you read here, and I able to me speak to the issue, no, but 14 things I was edition, I think I will take my time and read it. Now, me will further questions and I say inputs be I will make.
Ray.
Sammy, in the absence of full reporter, I bet you may hear the ratio decidendi, the determination of this fine, any fees to be paid, I may not be able to speak to this particular matter. But I mean, for a company to be working in Ghana for 30 years without applying these 14 new measures and existing measures, so much me this one and I'm operating.
That's why we need to establish whether these 14 measures are new measures and
for some of them they are not new measures. They are measures that are there already.
Sammy,
it's in the airline.
And so, then the report is not out to say that particular one blase and more exporting or more anyway.
Sammy, for 30 years Maxam has been in operation. And if today we are being told say before Maxam be free or use a public road, Chief Inspector of Mines or Regional Mines Inspector should be notified at least 48 hours. So I want to believe that has been the law. So if Maxam has not done that for the past 30 years, the CAC, what has the Chief Inspector of Mines been doing? Again, what happened to the monitoring department of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources? About safety and seminar, regulatory authority, where were they? All this while. Suddenly, as MSC, and very typical of state institutions, knee-jerk reaction or reactionary measures. So I mean, if I am Maxam, I'm not paying $6 million. And I'll drag this matter wherever I have to. I mean, for Maxam, Omatro has said they want to operate in Nema, and that is why, though they disagree that they breached regulations, they'll still pay the fine. And that's what I'm saying, unless I see the reports. But if I am Maxam, I'm not paying a dime.
Well, like Raymond only 14 in our canon. You full report and see we are handicapped as to what the 3-member committee found out, based upon which the ministry has imposed this fine on Maxam. The imposition of fine on Maxam really is a buy and it's premised on some aspects of the findings that the release captures to buttress its reasons for the imposition of the 6 million fine. But we can't be kakra, and I asked myself a question, because the release itself indicates, according to the LI 2177, in the event of such a happening, the fine should be between 600 Ghana cedis to 10,000 United States dollars. But what pricked me was the part where the release goes to give a certain reason as to why it is going out of the bracket of the stipulated amount or fine that Maxam should pay. And this is what it says. I'm looking for it. No, there was an initial comment before. This is it. That is on page 2. Or say, given the demonstrable cash inflows of Maxam, Under current circumstances, the remaining 5 million United States dollars shall be paid in 18 months. Is it because they are a big firm?
No, that's not what it means. So.
No, maybe Mamelande. Is it because they are a big firm? Because if you say that given the demonstrable cash inflows of the company, it tells me that you have an idea as to how much comes in and how much goes out of that company. And so because you know that they have the capacity to pay, and as a result of this maybe impacting on their work, you have decided that you are breaking it down for them, but you know that they are able to pay.
This 1 million now can't say no. The first 1 million.
Yeah.
Airline state how much you should pay. No?
Yeah.
So I mean, also considering the nature and circumstances that led to the incident, an administrative fine of $1 million has been slapped on them at a prevailing rate. So I mean, the airline stipulates how much you should pay.
Yeah.
But you have gone out of your way to say that this is an exclusive event. It's, pay $1 million. I mean, what did you consider? It's an exclusive event.
But the person is telling you that also given the demonstrable cash inflows, the person is telling you that given the demonstrable cash inflows of Maxam and the fact that this happening might affect their output in terms of production because their license has been suspended for some time now. And all that is not coming in. So we are giving them some period to pay this amount of money. You see, for me, I think that whoever wrote this release should have removed this aspect from the release. If you are finding the person, find the person. It is based upon the breaches you saw per the reports that you have at hand. And I will take action, say, based upon it, you find 6 million. But so nipa no ewo sika, so nipa no eni sika, send the influence good, send the influence any good. And it's neither here nor there. There's another bit where okay statement now, the usual, as always. It talks about people who have the responsibility to ensure that this does not happen. Ebia one more EPA, ebia more Minerals Commission, ebia one more government agencies are one more involved in all of this. What does the statement say? It says that regulatory breaches and possible sanctions against Josidek, and it comes down. I'm looking for the bit. It says, additionally, the conduct of officials of the Minerals Commission and or related officials in the matter are being reviewed and further action will be taken where necessary. The first step that was taken, one, when you plan also ensure CBBR a pet and sana and no money for you're suspending them. But it just doesn't end there. There are people who are the role to play. And so you would expect, say, we would have an idea what the report said about people who are to perform these responsibilities, What did the report say? I'm saying this on the back of the banking sector cleanup. And then Yente say people within the Bank of Ghana who are supposed to have supervised that corporate governance structures are met with the banks that were collapsed and were not done. People who were supposed to ensure due diligence to ensure bailout money, which was given out to these banks to keep them afloat, were not diverted. What happened to those people? What happened to people who are supposed to play supervisory roles? What happened to them? Again, Abia Fati Raymond, you may guide me, but the release header says Apiati incident, imposition of fine on Maxam Company Limited. In all that I've read, I don't see the $6 million. The statement says that it's going to government, but what really is it going to be used for? I don't see it being mentioned here. Unless, of course, the essence of this release is simply to tell us, you're fining Maxam $6 million.
Then they wouldn't have gone to say it will go to government.
Come again?
Then they wouldn't have gone on to say it will go to government.
Well, so they say that the money is coming to government. But I ask, the people based upon which in Tia Yedi Sankomu Nyina Apiatino, the Apiati people, what would this money be doing to alleviate their plight? There isn't any mention as to the utilization of the $6 million the government is going to be collecting from Maxam. There isn't any mention of it. And so I ask, the $6 million, what are we going to use it for? Seeing that the minister tells us, say, Sikano, Eco government, honor. Yeah, they call it.
Maybe I had the reconstruction.
And now can I also
ABR compensation for victims.
ABR. So it would have been all right, sir, in releasing this statement, we have an idea what this money is going to be used for. Let's not lose sight of the fact that there's a fund, there's an Apiate fund, and also so no, it's going in the same direction, but that one specifically has to do with the welfare of the people of Apiate. So that fund is there to aid people of Apiate. What would this one be used to do?
Sammy,
I am interested.
Sammy, questions with you. So I said, just a minister, but Sammy, what I'm saying here is that per the breaches, alleged breaches, no.
Yeah.
If there's a 1 million fine imposed on Maxam, which we all know, say, bro, what is even stipulated here, but because of exceptional circumstances, they have to pay that money. Now another 5 million has been slapped. You know, you know what it is going into, and also Jinahua. I want to ask, Maxam Mankasa as a company, at the end see, you know, or Mankasa Akko ground Akko assess BPR for themselves. To see the damage they caused. As I say, it was even going to cost them this amount to even fix their place, or was going to cost them X amount.
But have you been told that this amount is to fix their place?
No, make us say, no, I'm saying Maxam on their own. Or Maxam Mako Yomereki, who say damage or more cost because of
it's become
no, they also need to have an independent, and that is why I'm saying that if you are finding me $6 million when I haven't even gone, that's why I'm saying that maybe they've gone, maybe they've not gone. When I haven't seen me to me assess damage, you know, and who say, okay, this is how much I should pay in compensation. This is how much I should pay to redevelop cities in the community in any manner. How we are arriving at this 6 million? No,
well, I'm also from the minister's release. No, it suggests to me that talks had gone on before this release.
Yes.
Between the ministry and then at the Maxam Company Limited, and so it can't happen that this release has come on the blind side of Maxam without they knowing the reason why they are being fined the 6 million. Without they verifying for themselves whether indeed, I don't know what conversation went on as to whether the money is going to be what the money is going to be used for. But Yemfani said it's going into road construction. Yemfani said it's going into Adensia or AC. It may be even relocation of the people from baby or more Ewono. They have agreed. As much as there's that protest, they don't agree to the so-called breaches or more breach, you know. But they have agreed to pay.
So I'm going to say, did we tie the hands of Maxam to play ball at this level?
Because their license is probably at
exactly. You see, so I'm listen to what the Maxam is saying. See, based on a different interpretation of the applicable regulations, we believe that Maxam has not committed any of those breaches. However, to ensure continuity of business, to be able to supply our customers, to protect their employees, to protect the employment of our workers and subcontractors, Maxam has decided to pay the fine and will comply with the measures of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and only Asem Kakra Modetuja. So I mean, you see, this matter, the way we've conducted this whole investigation, come out with the findings. But we have quickly fined somebody $6 million. The person is a bit hesitant. According to say, many share about to see me to amateur because the business is at stake. I mean, there's more to this matter than we are seeing. There's more to this matter than we are reading.
But Sammy, do we even have the full cost of putting Apiate back on its feet? Do we have the full cost of compensation to victims? Do we even have the victims? Because on better say their compensation. Do we have the numbers? Do we even have know how much the victims should be given? And have we done all this? I want to believe that Nina able reports anymore. And I'm sure based on the report and based on how much ABA government knows say about cost to put the place back together, no, the 5 million or the 6 million will go a long way to make that happen. No, fine. ABA even based on the fund in Ayateno, sika baby boom near the no crown, ABA no ponti, and a more reduce the amount and go BGF exam. We don't know all that. In ABA, since they said this week, we hope say reports in Babetoja na Ghana for you to me will be a time. Now you who the
I'm very interested in Maxam's side of the story. Because you see, Sammy, this fine that has been slapped on Maxam. We are sitting down here as a nation talking about Ghana being an investment destination, Ghana being an investment hub. We are wooing investors left, right, center. Maxam, I know it's a Spanish firm. How my best establish maybe Obi Rane Maxam, maybe I'll use franchise and everything. But I mean, crucially, this $6 million in Sensemo, it has gone viral. Over international news portals will be alpha. The reason why Maxam has been fined this $6 million is conspicuously missing from all those documents.
$1 million for breaches.
Yes, you see, when you leave it as breaches, what are the breaches? And Maxam is telling you, I have not breached. This doesn't help. It doesn't boost investor confidence on any day. I think that this matter, justice hasn't been done to this particular matter. I'm not saying Maxam should be left to go without paying or anything, but proper procedures should be. Processes are you're fine. Yeah, your bedroom is $6 million fine. And what the people did, will be a G2 himself, Mankisa G2 himself, we have mistakes in their manners. I can accept to pay a fine, but I'm saying I've not breached. Why?
Well, maybe if it wasn't a fine and it was to pay compensation.
Yeah.
And even if it was still the 5 million, it would sound better.
Yes.
Well, maybe, but come on, call Maxam for website. And I had to go to their website because of their position on the matter as to the breaches. Companies that pay attention to, and especially in the mining sector, pay attention to safety, security at their premises. You find that when you go to their websites, they go into details to focus attention on that on their website. On Maxam's website, Fatih, their commitment alone, many their tabs there are 3 different types of tabs are all under their commitment. 1, safety culture at Maxam. 2, passion for people. And 3, ethical whatever. If you read, or see at Maxam, we work every day to make safety culture a way of life. Safety and health are the result of a collective commitment by all of us who are part of the organization. One more etwaso ekasa efa or say meet our 2020 safety ambassadors. So they actually have safety ambassadors. This year Maxam Global Recognition Program aimed at identifying those colleagues who have exceeded by making the valuable impact in the OHS field can do nothing but thank all Maxam people. One more a day some peace be at one. Was it World Day for Safety and Health at Work? Risk factor program, one more air running, and it's several other things that one more year. So it gives you a sense of how much attention they pay to safety of either their staff and the precautions they take when it comes to their line of
They're
work.
going to ensure all these on their website for a good outlook without.
It's possible. It's possible that they may write all these things on their website and not be performing them on the ground.
For 30 years.
But you see,
For 30 years.
No, the thing is that
for most part of operations in Ghana, they were not adhering to most of the things. If
that comes out, then the institution that sat down and watched them flout those regulations, you know, must be questioned. And
but that is what they are. The release is telling you, say, it is not that they are going to review the actions or inactions of the regulator.
When you have established that there were breaches.
Yes, that's what I just read to you.
But there are two ways.
Yes.
It is it's not even possible, because if you breach, then I won't let you transport. Anna.
True.
So if they breached, unless they are trying to say they breached on their blind side, but even that, then how are you watching?
Exactly.
So anyway.
So I mean, on them say, before you move ammonium nitrate from any warehouse, so I mean, on them say they are now moving crampono, a risky, a dangerous.
Yeah.
Right from wherever they were moving it, from the manufacturer, the factory, you know. So I mean, you see, those who are even transporting the thing, they knew how dangerous Adiana Mokita Omode Kono etie. And so for me to say Maxam looked on for whether the chief inspector was there or not, no, Maxam looked on for Nemani to be transported haphazardly or without any safety precautions and Abibiano.
You see, share Opa say a wahanu say, and the norm, and they say, pick up bullion vans. Omuko form musika suja phone diomachi. God forbid. But a bakwa kobase be a dakubi ever so na pani atisi oh. One of the military van pickups na edi pick up bullion van no. Ebia bakutia break na bako e de cause machine amana create accident. Ewo hono. As woman, we have seen it happening already.
Yeah.
We all know that what is happening, the way they drive, the way they go about it, no, it's wrong. But by that time, you better who say you better set up committee. By that time, you better say Road Traffic Act. So
sitting and watching.
Yes, when we are watching, and it might have been same that would have been happening within the mining sector.
Yeah.
Well. Yanko sports na yembra eba to aso na nkomo. And Ubati bomba de mbesha se mudako. Ray, morning once again. Sports, did the question pay.
Well, Sammy, a Jama be a Samaba. A Jamano, a Siciano, Mamu Jama will feel. Oh, boy, Jamana, Namu Kekena, Nabi Bamunim say, assemble to me at Modacro. Moamu Jama sono, assemble to me at because football player be a friend Kazuma. On one kiss and the Jama won't fear. A Jamani dim more assem. And now, we're trying to listen to Butu, no. And now, video no call viral. Video no call viral, and the Sun, it was UK, Omoko publish video, no. Sammy, I said, to a brand here, no.
Oh,
Medina Bremo, I watch you meeting no son of pay. Happy 98.9 FM, and I'm Masugusu Amuti, media, the Happy Morning Show Sports Update, and a Bremo. 1xBet, at time, the Happy Morning Show Sports Updates, no. Bremo and pay live on the Happy Morning Show. 1xBet say come website so 1xbet.com.gh 1xbet.com.gh register na be a new account. Register now be a new account. Obama opportunity to enter a promo code. Promo code that's enter a BETGH BETGH. O enter that promo code now. Obama opportunity to get 200% bonus on your first deposit. You know? Any messenger 1xBet men from bro 1xBet say undi 18 men for winning entry on my website to coach bet betting are addictive into bet responsibly. You know any messenger 1xBet say men from bro Yabesha Jumedi na say yabesha say from Ghana Football Association and CAF in Sensema Ekoso because CAF to me at the dates are about for Ghana yeah final qualifier to Qatar 2022 no the final date about for Ghana and Nigeria match yebebo no na omo patche say first match ni dey say to me koso on the 24th of March 2022 at Cape Coast Sports Stadium. Now second leg no said to me koso Moshod Abiola National Stadium Abuja on the 27th of March 2022. And no near Sema CAF Ediaba Sisi and Omo to me a confirm dates for Ghana and Nigeria match. No 24th March and 27th March and I bet to me about Sakensi na Black Stars of Ghana yaka say still Omuni coach obejinemu ama team no Nigeria etumi confirm say omu technical director a friend of Austin Eguavon ono ebe acting in interim capacity ama team no ahead of game obetumi abono new addition omu de aka team no ho Emmanuel Amunike ono beba beka omu coaching staff no ho Salisu Yusuf ono so eka ho Joseph Yobo ono so eka ho na Aloysius Agu omu nyina eka team no ho team we na omu tumi call Africa Cup of Nations tournament na omu hwe nim say Austin Eguavon be lead squad no to 2 games omu ne Ghana ebetumi abo still our coaching in sensem so no 11 wonders omu bobo Ghana Premier League no after drawing with Wafa no omu coach friend Yao Achampon ade also ejuma no onye biom so the resignation letter betuma ade asisi no Yao Achampon enya ade oye coach Emma 11 wonders biom he was sacked by Midiama obra na oye assistant coach or take over October 2021 as coach Emma 11 Wonders. You see, any dear free honor 11 Wonders are still in the relegation zone. Almost 17th position in the Ghana Premier League. They've picked up just 16 points from 16 games. For personal reasons, no coach ni say anya dia obetumi aye ejuma biom. Na ye free honor na ye ko wiam Dreams FC akachi because Dreams FC na almost to me confirm say almost Serbian trainer a friend of Vladislav Veric dia Omunine enye juma biom. Now, Omopache said both parties came to an agreement upon several considerations on issues concerning the club's performance and personal reasons cited by the Serbian trainer. Almost sisi ani dia Vladislav Veric enya dia omunine enye juma biom ti we and sema Dreams FC so omode atoja Dreams FC are currently 11th on the Ghana Premier League table. They've picked up 20 points from 16 games omutume abo we and sema a free hoswa eba yeremo ewo Africa Cup of Nations fallouts and sema ekoso post Africa Cup of Nations no Abrantia Baku no see akan Emma Moroccan national team my friend Hakim Ziyech and Abrantia no de to just say nya dia obesi akan Emma Morocco national team ni biom sisi ani de wetumi adu position obia ehun de see within the last period now say o sad say obetumi arrive at decision wetumi arrive at but o say national team coach no why the decision and ono ankasa de obeje ni coach no decision ne atum now sisi ani de no focus na be Chelsea Football Club so obehwe nim say niam abekoyi ama Chelsea Football Club Abrantia no na ni coach a friend Khalid Halilosic edit to just say Abrantia no Messi mpo a enya de obefriend say onbebo ball Emma Moroccan national team no we nyina nsema ekoso a Abrantia no ekasa ahead of Chelsea o match a omene Al Hilal bebo ewo World Cup no yentie de Hakim Ziyech edit to ja.
Obviously they are I understand them, but I will not return to the national team.
Final decision?
Yeah, it's my final decision, and it's all clear for me how things going over there, and it's all clear for me, and I'm focusing on what I'm doing, and that's right now my club and everything.
Did you feel bad after the decision of the?
Of course, who doesn't?
Hakim.
But on the end of the day, it's a decision he makes, and you have to respect it, but on the end, if all the lying comes with it, it's for me clear. And then, like I said before, I will not return to the national team.
It's a bad news for Moroccan people.
I understand, and I feel sorry for them. And that's the situation right now.
Hakim Ziyech, a player. Chelsea Football Club now about 39 matches Emma Moroccan national team no 17 goals as Isiano say enya dia bebo Emma Morocco biom na ene Abrantia no be participate in Chelsea on semi-final match on bebo FIFA Club World Cup ekoso ewo Abu Dhabi on bebo mo no ewo Mohammed bin Zayed Stadium on Al Hilal and on betumi Asia ewo sa kensie no ena Senegal national team no omutumi ekopie mu ewo omo president akachi president friend Macky Sall na eno na omukoduru ho no president say Ambrantia we mo ya dear papa we pejaa the flag of Senegal ye into me so me bomb abaso ye pa or say every player mama mo $87,100 say mo to me ako raise the flag of Senegal high now or say aside sikana ye mama no ye bema obia asase or say or ma obia 2,100 square foot and 0.049 acres of land ewo Dakar now wasanso amamo 5,400 square foot each player and 0.124 acres of land ewo Diamniadio also eno eben Dakar nti ho na president say obema the players no sika pudo na wasanso amamo asase we ene nsema efri ho a eba yeremo ewo abranti e friend Kedzuma kache na ekorem ewo Kedzuma kache Kedzuma player osi akan Emma Western Football Club. Abrantia no video echo viral eno say abrantia no etumi achi ne jamu a we twa ne so na we buti jamu no eno Emma obia bufuye ama obia ekasa efa Kedzuma ho say de oye ne de enya de ya adepa na abrantia no immediately video no go viral pe animal rights nkofo no animal rights for no omutumi sorry ejinemu Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals omo say this is a very upsetting video. It's not acceptable to kick, hit, or slap an animal for punishment or otherwise. I'm a spokesperson. I say, I'll say we are so grateful to the people who reported the suspected animal suffering to us. Now, almost investigative complaints are West Ham Football Club. Almost say West Ham unreservedly condemns the action of Kedzuma in a video that has circulated. We have spoken to Ket and will be dealing with the matter internally. But we would like to make it clear that we in no way condone cruelty towards animals. We and some if we West Ham Football Club so about and now apparently no pressure at the so far so to me the apology about apparently they say I want to apologize for my actions. There are no excuses for my behavior, which I sincerely regret, he said. Or say, I want to say how deeply sorry I am to anyone who was upset by the video. I would like to assure everyone that our two cats are perfectly fine and healthy. They are loved and cherished by our entire family, and this behavior is an isolated incident that will not happen again. Yeka say, Surrey police almost say almost investigation into the matter. Now, Omo who say na niema ebeko na branch no you're guilty there, and the Oma bechi jamano akotu bibia obenya protection. We ene nsema ekoso a you're guilty so there. Fine kesiye ene beko ama Kedzuma abrantia osi akan Emma Western Football Club. Na abrantia no gina kensie no ma West Ham any what for the boy no abrantia no ball bia obekiki bia no na fans no ebu no e wo stadium no we ene nsema efri Kedzuma camper eba ha ena me happy morning show sports updates ene be see Samuel Shen better happy morning show no so right after this break.
And you're welcome back to the Happy Morning Show live on ETV, live on Happy 98.9 FM, Nissim 95.9 and 100.1, live on several other affiliates across the country. I'm Akwaba Ebejimedi, I'm hoping to pay your shase. And 9th of February 2022, when Yankopon Edano Akoyi Edi Amaye. I'm hoping say yebeko ni akoye adwuma na yede eye moja share ni adwene yo man Ghana ho ni aka kire ho se kakra bia ye nyina ebitima ye bia no eno ene bema o man Ghana no apagya na empo abaye krabehwe enti sujani ukuduru adwuma mu no anapai utrimopo ene sen posini ukuduru adwuma mu no utrimopo ene sen teacher ni utrimopo ene sen lawyer ni utrimopo ene sen nurse doctor awakwa okoje enkwa anapai otrimupo enso enisen muma yemboabo ye ho na o man Ghana emfa ntuma pa emfa na embeye krabehwe enso na anapai yedi nkoma na yemfa eye bibi kakra embre o manfo efa no senia ya sha afiase die ye nsikasem no ye betutu no eye business tips a then nyina no ye de ebre o manfo our Happy Morning show no so now once you realize the importance of saving and the role that it plays in your life, creating goals is the next step to stay on track. Part of setting financial goals is making sure you can meet them. You can use an online savings calculator, for example, to make sure your needs align with your plan. we information kakra ye nyina no yebetimi ede aboye kotodwe mu na yede yakwa bonten anope but ye to so dia na yedi nkomo a na yede eye yen camera and ebro manfo protection of privacy of home and other properties with lawyer Bobby Benson and Eddie Sam Komo we say in Fabromanfo.
Privacy of home and privacy of property is provided for in our 1992 Constitution under the chapter on human rights. I believe that it would be Article 18, which says that every person has the right to own property either alone or in association with others, and no person shall be subjected to interference with his privacy of his home, property, correspondence, or communication, except in accordance with law. And so if I speak to you and I didn't expect that a third party would hear our communication, to that extent, I am invoking the privacy of my communication as enshrined by the 1992 Constitution. That is why the courts have interpreted that it has become not only illegal, but actually unconstitutional to record a meeting, a conversation, telephone discussions with any person without the consent of the person, and worst of all, play it to the hearing of third parties. Protection of home, privacy of home, you would have situations where even the security agencies are not allowed to listen into your telephone calls, to bag your house, to walk into your house to effect an arrest without a court order, because you have a fundamental human right to be entitled to serenity, peace, and privacy of your private residence, except, of course, that right has been taken away by law, which could be statute or by an order of a court of competent jurisdiction. So in brief, this is what the Constitution refers to as, or in a way that the Constitution ensures the protection of our privacy, of our homes, our correspondence, and our property and communication.
Omano sebe ya ejina oso sebe ya ejina me so meti haidie me ye de me so metimi aye na me magana ebeye kese na ebeye kra behwe eno nti meti anum se ya maka kire me ho se me professional ethics mento enchene maka kire me ho se no kre ena medie as a journalist a me ye medwuma eno nti nia ewo se meka se ekobenkum se ekonifa se eko MPP se eko NDC se etia NDC se etia NPP se etia any other political party biana asem ne senia esitie no sa ena yebeka no without favor and it's a open quality and one happy morning show yentwa so na yento no makakra na yemfa emma omanfo. The Premier League is on and it's been an exciting holiday season and transfer window. Now, you do stand a chance of winning the GMABC Fantasy League top prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis and monthly prizes as well. We have great news for the GMABC Fantasy League's top players with the most points for the month of January. We would like to say congratulations to Ragnar, managed by Albert Say, New Balls P, managed by Redwan Ahmed. New Balls P. Scopa FC, managed by Mr. Parker. Yeah, sounded like Scopa to Mana. I want motivation. Kate Brown, managed by Ernest Danso. Owners of these teams should contact any of the JMABC brands, YFM, Accra, Kumasi, or Takrade, Happy FM, or ETV Ghana. You can still join the JMABC Fantasy League with code CHNBDG and be the next monthly prize winner or winner of the 10,000 Ghana cedis cash. Join and play the GMABC Fantasy League and win big. The GMABC Fantasy League is powered by YFM, ETV Ghana, and Happy FM, and is sponsored by Betika, Patois Collection, Sunseeker Stores, Mellow Farms, and Storm Energy Drink. You need vitamins, you need proteins, you need good stamina to endure the entire day. And if you get these, it will certainly be coming from Adonko Next Level Premium Energy Drink. A more high concentration and memory improvement. And Bombardier said, Minia Obetubi Nadi Ashe Aye Okano and Chen na unam na isini chilewa na usipene kakaka. By the time you get to the office, na utimi say no, you are revitalized and why energized that with me aye the entire day. With me after 0204898698 na one Adonko for Edin Komo only 18 years and above amepacho unsuno and numbi. Minchia minia John Anane oye juma Johani Otoku. John, it's been a long time, Charlie. What's up? A hi. Won't be bad. Tasty Tom a year jollof mix and a zia there. Yeji near the in fee because you will be on my jollof pan and it's a Tony Bebre and the in fee because now when you're cooking jollof, you don't have to go through that laborious process. I pay and I'll be away. I'll compare tomatoes. What you say? Ninja Tasty Tom jollof mix cuts all of the way. And it gives you the opportunity to enjoy good, tasty jollof. Wow, aroma na a free and morning air which means I'm out to me edidi a year pa. Mr. Abusha Domini na Mompe a tasty Tommy Binamonto, Namonfa Entufi. So, a pretty restaurant, be out with me at tasty Tommy be now also Odia ye Adriane at the Ama a year of customers up one more ebahonum na on betonoma. Makacho said jollof in the obedi, but save for the rainy day, Mr. And you rainy day Hamatan may come, save for Hamatan. And one is a Odom Ekodom EDC for now one must say she shall brabo to namo ye will be our enim a da in shunto, will be our enim a da in shun sugar talk, now best say enoma, na say shoot talk, na say best enoma, a hen and I do any actually, and no man in wiring. Won't me in Fatisha Boily now can't chase a minia, Mr. Won't send me 1,000 Ghana cities be. On one case, no, here 1,000 nibi, and to ultimate friend, save towards the rainy day. And to batch up when the EcoBank for ending como EDC for one more a part of the EcoBank family. We see it's assured now one more profit, any interest, one more a day one, and yasam kitwa. But more than so, become website www.ecobank/swam. Now on your more NDM como from 0302. 634-165. Now you're more ending command as waiting and send your more WhatsApp 0595235065 to get started. And to me so minia a marine fee savings there are critical set on susuno obey. Admissions are in progress our Second Image International Skills College. One more a year CT Vet and iTech accredited office and as a courses are one more a year. Now, one more air courses be it is a beauty air therapy, massage, makeup, facials, nail technology, hairdressing, and a fashion designer. With me, enroll it no na okuta JHS certificate, SHS certificate, and no me pacho. With me, ako enroll our Second Image International Skills College. With me, after Accra Hanum say 0243 331999. Kumasi 02044033448. So ga kope obetimi from 0240195951 na only mo edi enkomo enti me facho sakosis we nyina mo erane a de ka chere wa na say be empowered to succeed. Memfa eye enchia we say ento so na afi menka a few text messages na indi enkomo. I'm hoping say producer no aye Mr. Makwata the voice not ready edi amayen. The initial commenter will make here a attractive a comment on social media, even in the mainstream media. Among for you a come to the effect said, Nigerian money dear, yen two boots no ye converted at the year a year trickers and can say a janabia and can any bad cry. Now, wow, unam kumasi would not. Wa park wo kwa ho no akotere mu na wa aka bi fa ho aseto wutu no kwa no ebe yi wat na hono over that na hono my operation hono debi would mean your piece of man at the operation but well ono so ne suggestion no ene ye di ye ho enkom hu ade konti a eye Jones of wo send messages a menye odan Jones me fa enchia emfri odi asempa kwame ware eho na memfa embre omanfo okay odi asempa we de kafra ena me de ebema wo eno a wo hwere wo sister panyini eye afia amponsa na we de minia mema shedin na osime fan chia kese enkoma Mr. Samuel Amofa Afrifa our Tech Farm Preparatory School we are 12 years today. Mr. Alfred Parker of Elite Group who Odia Sempa oye member of the group no we say memfa enchia emfa nkoma womo o say from Odia Sempa Kwame Ware and the members of the Elite Group we say enchira kese na enye omodia na momodia no mu yusu Jaguar na say mu yusu den Elite Group members no Odia Sempa zian yehu Ferrari yehu Bugatti yehu what was the other car and no omoka ho asem no Raymond
Lamborghini.
And Odia Sempa mu yusu Tesla ne wo mu yusu Tesla na emfa solve problem no but odi anopay there Fatisha Wali me Raymond Abushana domna ewo efie ha nyina happy from Abushana nyina no ye ma shedin say enra wo hwere wo sister panin ye to so na ye di enkomo fati enkomo no wona ka ho asem efa eye tobu tinsensem no na yen bobo hu kakra na afa yen koye substantive matter government concerns are raise efa eye Moody's rating na womo eyi womo efi B- edi womo ko CAA1 no government want to say because it's inconsistent data na Moody's for na issue no if you say who say okay say Fitch for edi womo rating aba womo edi government ato eye B-, S&P for enso edi womo di aba ni nyina no womo outlook no eye different edi na ma Moody's ye no down so ntia government any di akira even eno akwampo no yenya aye krata efi AU for honoma African peer review program no womo so raise concerns Ghana raise efa Moody's ho sensem no ye bedi eho enkomo but for now de ye mfa tobu sensem no ansha say
we refurbish all those toll booth structures to provide proper and decent washrooms, for instance, for the use by motorists, so that we advise them to desist from the practice that we see at times. You find out or you see cars stopping indiscriminately on the highway and people getting out to wee as we usually say it, urinating. You see men on the left, women on the right, or at times you see a man, a woman. It's all indecent. It's not a good practice.
And Mr. Mokwata and I'm nka no na we making a suggestion so one dey na dwene mu ne dey sa tobu CCC one betimi convert e dey akoba bia omanfo ne betimi awiwi ewo honom but akọ parliament asem no ekopie mu no he tried to give an explanation for a comment na social media wo twabo ne saa no yenti dey okan afi no yeninkomo.
As part of it, we are even going to improve the sanitary situation at all these places. For instance, and I said among other things that for instance, on the highway, and we all see it all the time, vehicles stop indiscriminately, and drivers, passengers get down, and we see people urinating everywhere indiscriminately. It's so indecent. So if among other things, we use this period to improve the sanitary situation at this toll booths, we would even allow drivers to stop in case passengers want to use that facility, among other things. So it wasn't a statement that I made, it wasn't a report, it was an interview, but that portion was paid, and you do not have access, and you are not privy to the entire
let's return to
interview.
the report.
And as a member of parliament, why do you
ranking
keep
member.
this alone? very ignorant about what he's talking about, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, he is quoting from graphic or daily reportage. It was an interview. It's just a small portion that has been turned out. You haven't had the opportunity to listen to the whole interview. Mr. Speaker, I was speaking to the press and they wanted to know the future of all the toll booths. And among others, I said the ministry has plans and government has plans. We are thinking of a lot of ways to put the toll booths. And among them, I said that even the current toll booths, we have about 38 of them, at various vantage points in the country. And as part of it, we are even going to improve the sanitary situation at all these places. For instance, and I said among other things that for instance, on the highway, and we all see it all the time, vehicles stop indiscriminately, and drivers, passengers get down, and we see people urinating everywhere indiscriminately. It's so indecent. So if among other things, we use this period to improve the sanitary situation.
Well, Honorable Makwata Nabotin and Kano, among other things, Fati will take on this matter.
I'm trying to apply wisdom and choose my words well.
No, what are you saying?
Yeah, I want to choose my words because if I were to react,
not apply wisdom.
In all honesty, because I am beginning to believe, say, this particular minister, and I say ministry, they make pronouncements and take certain, a friend is saying, and then in the moment decisions be in try. I am against demolishing the toll booths because I feel that especially when less than 2 weeks ago, the same minister was quoted somewhere say ABA they will go back to collecting tolls among other things. Into me sure say no crack among other things, before say ABA some contemplating whether you go back to collecting tolls, in the opinion yebubuna emwa in the meantime ebianka yemfanya washroom. But the practicality of it, how does that even work? Shebebia toll booth, at least most of the ones are eba miniswa medesha kasem where they, how do you expect first udu wa obe slow down na udiska into ube slow down now edemu into those who know say them omunko slow down wo and most of them so our highways into one say shum into time ben awo ehefa me toll booth at bus stop ewo toll booth ho
Tema motorway and I and your bus stop there's a lot of space there with me a parking or cross.
Into a park ho. Is that a parking space?
So you have no count there.
Sammy, is that where a parking space?
And your parking space but
Tema motorway go from park cars I will show this.
Oh, so what's one mobile
Sammy, into no park car. Then you cross. Abra drivers no money say kwan them. Ah mo ko shim. No akwa sheho. And I said, who called John so and Bibi. What stops government if they want to improve on sanitary conditions? On best site, a friend is saying washrooms along the way, a creative proper rest stop and Bibi. Why must it be the toll booth? Now toll booth nangasa ne muswa here with the toilet ship. And Okrankoda and Cheno, when he made that suggestion or proposal, coming back to say journalists and na no akosi baby, now that was not what he was trying to say. The explanation I know is not parliament, not all man. Na me who ni tin who ni na me nim the opposite can be. I didn't na me nim the opposite can be. Into I wanna say like what is it? Even if I'm from no interview and you don't have anything to say, yeah, be your day. Yeah, if I'm from no interview, no, I can say, oh, we are still discussing what to do. What's the big deal? Assembly, in the toilet, you know, will people pay and enter or for free?
Oh, they be free.
And fana, Sammy Charlie.
Free. Now, on my way, say more. Amount for me, as a chief for the artist. Ede koto gotemu. Ede ebe krumi de beto. A friend is saying bina ya ye so ebia odi yogurt. Amam for the omo fufu ebetu mu no. O be si towu to ho no mama. Emfa se kaswa toilet wo. Emfa se kaswa ho de no. Temade ne de emfa se there are no residential, there ain't a lot of residential facilities around that to the tema one. Yeah. But the emfa se there wo kaswa
o eyi kuntunsi hono me
sane wo mo area honum nyina no wo mo excuse my language ejana bia ne ho because a lot of homes don't have toilet facilities and here ho ana no pa bia be hu se wo mo be salai
yes
wo mo eba be ye wo mo yi.
Meanwhile, you said you closed the toll booth because of traffic.
Oh well.
See, I'm struggling to understand and I appreciate the apprehension by Ghanaians against Insema Minister Nakaya. This, I have said that if we are not going to collect tolls anymore, Yembubu toll booths, because we want vehicular traffic to flow. Whether they are collecting tolls or not, when you get to that portion of the road, you may have to drop your speed. Senebeya, you can navigate, in between toll booths. And that in itself, And looking at the nature of the road around toll booth area, I feel that we should take it down, just to open up a kwanona emundaho. But that said, if the minister has sat down and thought of another way to use the toll booth, a very beneficial, and I'm stressing on the word beneficial, because you see, we know very well, say elsewhere, when you visit lorry stations and train stations and Abibia, washroom facilities very neat. Our passengers, to me, you see, even before Omo decided to embark on a journey,
yeah,
you cannot say same for lorry parks near my Okrumha. The conditions of some of these, washroom facilities I saw nobody wants to use them. And so if the minister has thought of it and seen, say, toll booth is in Finfin, we can do some modifications. And you see, just the proposal doesn't explain what the minister intends to do. Because the minister will now sit down based on this proposal and now find ways they can make sure, say, or execute toilet facility and washroom facilities in the toll booths. It is just the high level plan.
What now you say there? What now you say the high level plan?
Yeah, a high level plan. I mean,
as a drink,
no, just say, initial stages, I don't know, just say, they just thought of it. How feasible is it going to be? What will we do so that if we be per se or parking, non use facility now, zebra crossing near the better for send a bear automatic because at the end of the day,
zebra crossing motor.
No, Sammy, baby, I just told no. Sammy, there's no way you can tell me, say, driver will drive at 100 kilometers past space, It'll be able to drop in the speed. And if you're approaching a toll booth, Sammy, so that is where you start the highway from. And idea how this speed may be the other number now with the between, sir. But you see, Sammy,
reducing your speed, and almost
but and I say, you see, if we can put these toll booths to good use And I feel that, Sammy, you've given, Sammy, you submission. I've seen you park on the shoulder of the motorway before. What you were doing, I don't know. But I've seen you, no. I've seen you park on the shoulder of the motorway before. And I know very well, say, it was under some circumstances, it's in our park here. But assuming, because
what can say, yeah, come baby, then we heard some sound.
Yes.
It's I don't know.
Opaki, I'll check his sound. You don't know, yeah, son of better.
Hey, that's what it was.
No, this is something about and I make us say, you see, if this facility were to be functional, I'm not sure we would have directed it towards the bush. Automatically, and I make us say, you see, initiative, no. I say to me, Tenassi. Now you should say, I didn't minister, you know. Is it possible to say to me, Ayana?
Mamenji engineer Mahama, I will submission, we say, or high level. A plan submission.
Do a circle. Master driver, no, say, Ophelia say, because circle when you know, washroom say, oh, yeah, bad, no. The best one now I drive here, upper Achimotamo, upper hotels, there who are around in Yina, Aqua could do a sapperman.
Mammy, any engineer Mahama, Ninko. Engineer, good morning.
Morning.
What did I say?
Nakufa Domboko.
Yo, what's the Honorable Amakwata, Roads Minister? The submission of making as to the utilization of a toll boots now, Siciano. Ye knew so ABM no. What's your thoughts on it in this?
Good morning, if I couldn't share with you. My sister, no, so I say you think I can say one kind of sana. Reporters in a catty kiss them with the bar out. I saw him in Parliament struggling to explain whatever he said in a nice way because of damage control. Now it is already bulleted everywhere. Or people see all the media portal, Momo portal also. It's a non-starter. Bottom line, it's a non-starter. No, so only power no studio. But say, oh yeah, be sarcastic. I can also show question name but if you remember phone question call lagoon lagoon. It's a non-starter. One of the reasons that the minister gave a bra or closely or take that unpopular decision, and I repeat, unpopular decision to close the toll booths. He cited, among other things, congestion. Recently, Menkai Ebuja for your lady now can equipano so no tito no man or ejuma so sharing in today. Fresh and cherry. They are all there. You want to go across the toll booth and park your car and then go inside the boxes or whatever and go and freshen up to ease yourself, to pass urine. Really? Now, cars may do no muchumu campo in that slow bit, they are causing so much congestion behind. How much more stoppage of vehicles simultaneously for people to go into the washrooms there? Government should produce provide washrooms along the corridors of the roads and stop this kind of messages. It doesn't help in the conversation. I just rebuked the UNIA CANFA Road Safety Commission for the end. And this one has also come in. I am saying it again. The toll booths are going to come back in operation. Let me prophesy again. So the non-starter, it should not happen. Say a toll booths now. Toll booths do in a papa. We wager, we sapperman, we motorway, and one or two who attack the coin. And I think maybe by section commercial coins kakano. There's a lot of kiosk. I even say a lot of kiosk. Do a lot of kiosk. They can't say commercial coins to carry or their lot of kiosk. They are not physical structures. They are movable such a way to make what if you was here. When you within 30 minutes, you can carry all those things away from the road. And you want to turn them into what place of convenience, washrooms, or they use the word well standard and modernized, convenient. Please, we have a lot of things to talk about. Honestly, it's a non-starter. I mean, I don't know how you want me to address it. It's a non-starter. Government should not even dare to do anything like that across the congestion, the road which are already congested. Who say, oh yeah, what we call traffic counter. If 100 cars are moving with a certain constant speed in our design, now say all of a sudden they are going 80 kilometers per hour. When one of the cars stops abruptly, in the next 25 to 18 to 25, 30 seconds, you see a huge traffic because of the design speed of the road and the speed of those vehicles, unlike other town roads and I say community roads. With a constant speed of about 100 kilometers per hour on the highways, the motorway, the Wager, Sapperman, and the like, when the cars come to a stop, suddenly the traffic is unbearable. So already we don't have adequate storage areas for the vehicles on the parking. Ebi no mo dey Sapperman hono left hand side and right hand other than a trailer cargo car parker. Ya kan wasem o mu mfi yen. Those who are going to the northern region and beyond will come and park there and stay days and weeks there and depress the road. Nobody's talking about it. With all the CCTV cameras which are stated there, are located at those locations. And now you want to come and add this one to the mess already created?
Now, you ever cancel before, who say what can say beyond my kiosk and generally a bit me, and many But the ones which have the structures now, National Road Safety Authority for raising concerns about on Monday, what do we do with them? We
can say those physical structures, they are very expensive. $10 washroom, the bus washroom, I need just ordinary steel because you pay be sagina car they are copying. So there was Sapperman. There were Wager around the Castle Road now. They are well designed and they have electronic gadgets. Especially those who are automated, Those IT systems now, pick the camera pick when you are after paying now we pick on account cars. Those are very sophisticated machines. And so all the properly designed toll booths now, who do what we call the speed calming measures. There are speed ramps or rumble strips that will reduce your speed. There are adequate information signs on the properly engineered ones, like Sapperman, like Wager, who say there are informations about 500 meters away, telling say you are approaching a toll booth. Also, we do about 200 meters away, there's a toll booth and there's a speed drum that will reduce your speed. So before you even pick up the speed, then we'll do what other. So it is not a danger to me because there are adequate information signs are. You see, once a while, they see what motorway may happen. Once a while, any mechanical faults that leads, and you say independent driving or driving away who not the copy more yet. When there's a mechanical fault in the car, and maybe the BBA now, it will happen no matter how designed the place is. Those ones cannot be measured as in terms of safety. But I am saying that you mark today, like I said on Monday or so, that will come back and use the tool. Either is this government or whoever will come. In the nearest future, this is a prophecy for me that you would come back. Because these are legitimate levies. Ghana, and now let me share more response and other media when they heard the minister's pronouncement. A lot of the people who spoke, drivers, they were like, we prefer to have the levy, the toll brought back, improved, we'll pay. Like I always tell you, say, you are paying 50 pesos. You are paying 1 cedi for SUV vehicles. Your neighboring country, Burkina Faso and Cote d'Ivoire and Nigeria, they are paying in the region of 5 cedis minimum. Now, who Kumasi to the north? I just added education to your listeners. Kwanya eta say Ghana and Temono, the northbound road. Kwanya echo the northern part of the country, or which is leading to the outskirts of Ghana. In the say, best say Takrade Kwano, say Aflao Kwano, say the eastern corridor, the northern corridor. Oh, check physical observation of the roads now. The one that normally destroys early, the northbound. Because those trucks come to the southbound south area with food items, which is relatively lighter. But when they are almost back now, they go with machinery from the ports. Almost a car be corner. How many times almost say trailer be feet north for back towards Accra? Okay, while loaded by 6 cars also that. But you see that one going every day to the north. Ironically, these are the people who are no more paying toll in Ghana. And they're the same people who are destroying our roads more than we, the Ghanaians. And we don't say we don't have the foreigners, Ghanaians also applying the same route, because there are some drivers from Ghana who also go across the country to go and supply or go and deposit whatever they have been asked to bring along. So if all these people are paying a minimum of 5 cedis in their country, and we don't pay anything here, and ironically, these are the cars are almost set here. I am telling you, sir, the minister hinted at the town hall meeting in Kofodia that it is likely that this thing will come back again. So we ain't shared on there, because me from day one, on the 19th day of November, when he made that unpopular decision, I am standing on my grounds there. It's a very unpopular decision. We will come back to the toll in a very near future. So we don't have to remove them, because we will come back and reconstruct. That's why I don't side with the Road Safety Commission. But in terms of safety, the well-engineered tolls, have adequate safety precautionary measures Makabia and Kobom, unless there a mechanical fault. And with the mechanical fault, whether you have safety consideration or not, or tire time, those ones cannot be attributed to the existence of the physical structures of the toll. We will come back to use this toll booth. It's in the nearest future, very near future. If it's not this year, it's next year. Unless, of course, government is saying maybe it's getting so much money somewhere that they can bring back along the line, because this one is more legitimate than the e-levy.
Engineer Abdullah Mahama, better as an operator, only a D and come Matthew or Futu, Namin D. Remonachi. Na.
I don't know when a proposer, so to say, now becomes cast in stone. You have to implement it. I wonder. And so, besides, there's been a proposal from the minister, as he said, amongst other things. So, it will be put to strict tests. What am I saying? Strict tests. How feasible is it? How many of these toll booths can we convert? Which ones are feasible? Say, you find here washroom facilities, And if we are going to use ABI, the one motorway, if there are 4 toll booths, are we going to use all 4? Or we use 2, or we use 1? So these are things. I think that once you get to the proper planning stage now, where all inputs go in, these things are fine-tuned. If it's not feasible, it's not feasible. You see, the way with a chief minister who were boss, so some have called his competence, some have raised issues whether he's supposed to be a minister. And I find it unfortunate, because what I say he's proposing, we've not seen the minister move workers to sites amunkonkusi washroom or toll booths. And let's cut the minister some slack. I mean, what he said, does it make sense to me?
No.
To me, it makes sense.
It
to me, it makes absolute sense. And I've given you reasons why I feel the Bisaba, it could help. It could be beneficial. What do I say? And I stress on the word beneficial, because look, if you have a toll booth on the motorway, there are times some of us have been on the motorway. We've had challenges. What do I say? And you would have to try to get to the closest place. You could use a washroom facility, which could possibly be the Akramo.
So are you trying to say that
it
is highly likely say we do around motorway and we
no, sir, idea. No, you see, not everybody may require that service. Not everybody. Not all passengers, not all drivers may require it. But in times of urgency, when you need it most, I say you call Kumasi. You to me Jinakwa no say you call rest stop. Remember, long journey say. Why do people get to the rest stop?
Which is a safe distance from the main road.
Maybe sir, what was the...
Which is not in the middle of the road.
So, no problem. I'm not disputing that. But I'm saying that, what was the motive behind putting up a rest stop? No? To at least give people the chance to use to have their convenience. Remember,
it's not just about convenience. It's about an eatery.
No, but and I make
it's about an eatery.
But when the car stops at Sahara eatery, almost everybody goes to the public place of convenience.
Yes, indeed.
Good. So it means that whatever the minister has thought of that he wants to implement, it could serve a need.
Maybe it's a question real bachelor. What is our phrase reader? Brilliant idea. What's that? What's that?
Yes.
And what's it? Bogus idea.
Martini Nada. But I've seen a bogus idea turn into a brilliant idea.
You've seen a bogus idea turn into it?
Because it's been fine-tuned.
Okay. Then
and I've seen a brilliant idea thrown off the cuff because your that brilliant idea was absolute bogus.
All right, you be a full answer into me Misagana for say woman so how do they feel about minister yi? Brilliant idea according to Remo Nyamado. So better ni in two boots no into a year washrooms onam na say be a pressure about so na akopake no alcohol na wako utilize it no atwa ojeni no eso. Number na 0244885140 0244885140. But you waiting for an idea command pay ojumedi no eso and 0549 508687. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Sammy?
Yes, sir.
Ofana to hotel.
Ofana Oyojuba.
Da bi wake Oyojuba tese wuye.
Me huye.
Oyojuba na tese mi na me huye.
Ade no ho. Say problem no ho.
Yo ba mi na mi bisa o se wu ti sen Oyojuba lo. Wake yes Oyojuba. Nti kana mi ti.
Mi ni ne kra nia.
Sammy?
Ofana proceed.
Yo, we are done. Sammy, me feel in a test it of Kisama. Sammy, oh, you're paying for no sometimes, you know, to me, any maybe say, yeah, teach you cry, say, no, can on say, in fact. And Raymond is trying to banter. Raymond, what is that? Sammy, share, Mamma, more countries are Omunji too, share countries Omunji too, share Andorra, Omunji too, Estonia, share countries, Finland, Iceland, Kosovo, Cyprus, even Luxembourg, Omunji too. Countries Omunji, very lower countries Omunji too. Now, yeah, because okay, toast canon, because we know because Omusi the private company and hand tone Omukomunya starting government no. Now, okay, also we example about Linado. Linado, there's a space. In a space near wall to the roadside, no, far. Motorway has it, because of the toll. There's not because of the toll. It's no mujata. Expanding. How can you go and do washroom there? Why don't we have anything? Say, I didn't say, you should be ma. You free. That's it. Don't say, you should be ma. You free. Raymond shouldn't banter this thing. For your brain, Raymond.
Yen twaso na obetia frɛ 0244885140.
Ministers cannot propose.
Okay. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, Chief.
Sammy, good morning. Daniel Nye from Ashoma State.
Young communion.
Pacho, Mpesa Ubisa Romo Mami say. Can you imagine, say, VIP bus bako? VIP bus, I could now motorway. Na nipa, beye 24. The assassin see or Linda door. Yena echo washroom. How would that place be? Jebo panikayeno. And you're correct. There was some time ago. Na motorway, I think almost fire station near Red Cross station. I was side. As accidents, you umbe buan ko for no. Nti ade na mun to create this initiative. Na mun see restroom that side for more space for people to park and do those things. Then say ube jina wa kwan pimpin. Say ukwako easy. In fact, Raymond anopa we there asem na odi no. Enye correct nti no. Ende there ja asem no kra because papa na wasem no kan no wan kan ye. Medamase.
Medamase wa ma feminia kafidi. Ama feminia kafidi na ushia kafidi ewia na se only to na mudi nkomod ma bo so homa no atie ma nye ni ye kwa 0244885140. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm Bacho Dini baby afre free.
Na kasefi kwa sema.
Bacho nkominia.
Pacho, mamoso mo maybe say. Minister say one for trouble with the toilet no. Maybe say toilet no put over there toilet no. See cars park it ni bill cross okra. That's a kind of Useri Baker, and the same thing, or the bush told Busina, or Bukunimpa inside. And at the same time, so cry for so we sit on it no roadside of Krana. We sit on it no roadside of Krana. No, so to cry and person of Crampana and Crampo every day behind the pecking the Druka or to that noble quick say, we Bialan Sana, a biba packet, see, or Bocono, Suma. Oboko good to let him know where the wako. In the morning, I think I am Papa Bempesa Macas.
And this are not your home, but this amount for team with your brapio.
I mean, it's not funny.
Have you seen the architecture?
That is what they'll be shouting.
It's not funny.
Brapio.
Have you seen the architecture of every toll booth in Oklahoma?
Hello, yeah.
Yes, Minia, Akawa.
Sugar.
Yes, sir.
Papa, on cancer. One and one margin and Missy money.
And the boys in there, boy, want it.
Voice and yet clay.
Sir,
yeah, clay. One and margin and Missy money.
Okay, you.
She told a toilet, your friends, our highways. Ah, Papa pay me, which is a cast assembly. When I'm watching at Jacob baby. The rest share in such a form, William would join you. Now, for some Casay.
What's your parliament? Oh, Emerson, why you so over so much? They be an incident. No, I catch us a bra office and we say, who so one man. But what? You, Eddie, but that's an place of fair now about Jimmy Dino. Yes. Wait.
If I take you from Accra.
My final call and not taking me through Accra, Hanumsi. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Too bad. My final caller ain't me, so I'm hoping we'll have our final caller and then. Hello, good morning.
Boss.
Yes, sir.
Pacho, good morning.
Morning, Minia.
Pacho, me person me can Accra.
Yo, Pacho, what do you mean?
Yo, me Pacho, call an office here. Was say, Papa Penny say, you shall wait me at Casasem. Now Papa wait to come and some okay. Some minister, ya more quantity, what to come and some walker. That's why we got the Papa more quantity minister for them and there was a transport to the road was a day. Is a one kind of guy.
David, Trisine.
Boss, me Pacho, Timmy. See, ya, I Ghana has so and so I'm gonna be to you. And no credit the whole. Now you can't. Oh, there be Trisine, there be boss, anyway, now we have a quiet you. Oh, man, can't cry. Boss, dear, I go for the dinner by Ghana, how muye. So if you say to Mahama, there is anyway, Kakana keep it smart now. Say to Mahama, Mesu, and with Timmy, Ghana, can high pain. Eddie calling them, William, could jolly. You go for the Ghana, he said, Mahama, there, yeah. Boss, coffees and can be for the Monday pa. Enya, I couldn't put, I have not put together Ghana. I didn't know what TV is whether some winter can occur. Anyone quiet, be beyond some. You can't, oh, Trisine, oh, you say, you feel as I there, a champion for a Ghana, some way you need to be our much with the home with ya, or with ye. Boss, this time we began to do, and yes, I did you move. But we are going to do this time, and yes, I did you.
Yo,
I'm not going to come in and some more okay.
Because Okasano, some of the language, please, can we just cut him and then move on? Maybe you may want to use certain unprintable words on other platforms. Maybe Wapaba, but Yedi Empaba. We still believe in the Ghanaian principles. We still believe in the Ghanaian morals. We still believe in the Ghanaian values. And so we'll do our work. Now, offering us a Obana say, "Untimin can't know without using certain unprintable words." And I say, "Kasai Muntia, a policy at the age, man. If you are from Homaniso." Yeah.
That may catch you, sir. If I drive you through most of the toll booths at Okrumha in Accra, I will decide to extend it outside Accra. They'll go through all the toll booths. I am sure. By the time we come back from that trip, you can identify toll booths. A possible say BC washroom. And toll booths are possible say BC washroom. Those that can be converted and those that can not be converted. Sammy, you can be able to tell me by the time you back. And so you see, it's unfortunate, you better not cry. Now, based on the picture we have in our head and in our minds, and based on what we are seeing on the TV, you can say, and you're possible, you're to me. So, I mean, look, when people thought of building underground trains, people said it wasn't possible. People said it can't be done. So, I mean, they've done it. And I'm saying that this minister has just come up with a proposal which seeks to address a certain need. That's it, Nasi. Let me show the feasibility. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? Where can we implement it? Where can't we implement it? I think never called drawing board, no so. And then we look at it. And this thing, Ghanaians are already shooting it down even before it even kicks in. For me, the minister, Wajin, and it's Nasi. Now, you're supporting minister and a dream, no. Now, on to me achieve it. For me, I don't think that the minister said anything wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong.
Yo, if I don't see, you need a bear man.
That's a crime. I say, Mrs. Sky train, your fruit, they said, so much it's not possible. Maybe I become a crime, I be a Ghana for say it's not possible.
And the possibility never anyway. Today, possibility.
Some minister say, I can't see Kakakra.
Is that what they say? Is that what he said?
No, I say it requires heavy capital to do Sky train.
Yo, Yate, Mr. Lumonyamado, and beautiful submission on proposals, and I'm hoping the proposals the days ahead of us, you will consider them as proposals and not implemented policies and programs of government. And yet, also they didn't come out. Ratings are credit ratings are as on mine. Ye feature more as a result of the state of affairs of your economy. Fitch for Eddie Omodiaba, free B, Eddie B minus, SMP for so Eddie Omodia Gina B minus. Moody's for Eddie Gina a year CAA1 and I say class C. But Omodia Eba no government are reacted to that of Moody's especially, raising concerns about information over there about out, inconsistencies about information, as in at some point, ugready me see some economy a junk economy, and yet, okay, some outlook a stable. How does it sit?
So, I mean, first of all, make us say, this attitude by government in dealing with these rating agencies, Rebecca say, Latin, Rebecca say, co-approval, non-reprobable. Now, I say, Sammy, what I approve, I cannot disapprove. Okay? So, government cannot approve it and reprove it. Sammy, let me take you back a while.
Before I go back, Mr. Fachemi. Mr. Fachemi. Mamene Professor John Gachi, ND and Komo, or Dean of School of Business at University of Cape Coast. Menino Enin Komo, na mention thoughts on these credit rating agencies, and warm ratings, what necessarily it means for a nation. You find to see a grade B, a grade C, what it means, what does it translate into? Investor confidence and a year or month for confidence will simple issue bond and a more essence. No, Prof, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm hoping you're doing well, sir.
By the grace of God.
Prof, these credit agencies, if you can give us a bit of education, what really are they and why are these ratings important?
Well, credit rating agencies are supposed to be independent professional bodies that do assessment of companies that issue debt instruments such as bonds and sovereign nations like Ghana that also issue debt instruments so that
the assessment will give indication to the creditors, that is those who bought into the issuance of those debt instruments, whether or not they are able to repay their debt if they fall due. So that such information is provided by assessing and evaluating the entities that issue the debt instrument will provide a basis for investment decision by the creditors. So, for example, if the assessment shows that the company or the sovereign nation has the ability to repay its debt when they fall due, an investor may take a decision to allow the investment to go through maturity or to sell those investments and be out of a relationship with the issuance of the bond, etc. So that is basically what the credit rating agencies do. So their main stakeholder is the credit environment, is the investing environment. And even though that is the main focus to provide information on the riskiness and credit worthiness of those who issue debt instruments, they also tend to provide vital information to the entity that issues the debt instrument. So, for example, if you see the rating of Ghana, they have indicated the areas that are causing the risk. They talk about the debt levels, the interest, and then the revenue of the country. They talk about unsecured long-term debt, how they are susceptible to risk of default. So that information will help both the investors to take a decision as to whether they want to hold the investment or to even invest in Ghana at all. Then that information will also help government to see the areas they need to improve in order to be attractive. So that is what I can say briefly about credit rating agencies.
The ratings so far, Fitch, S&P, and Moody's, are they a true reflection of the Ghanaian economy?
The question again, please.
I'm saying that the ratings by Fitch, the ratings by S&P, the ratings by Moody's, are they a true reflection of the Ghanaian economy?
Yes, to a large extent, they are a true reflection of the Ghanaian economy. And this is known by Ghanaian authorities for a very long time. At the end of 2019, when the finance minister was reading the 2020 budget, at paragraph 456 and paragraph 457, when the finance minister was talking about debt management of the country, he talked about unsustainable interest payment, the high debt risk. He talked about that. That is exactly what the credit rating agencies are expressing. So the authorities know the finances and the fiscal situation of the country, and that has reflected in this rating. So I think there's no serious question about that.
Now, let's try and analyze the sources of information or data that these rating agencies utilize to arrive at a conclusion as to the outlook of a country. Where do they get these information, the data from?
We have what we call publicly available information. And this publicly available information, the World Bank, you will get it from the Finance Ministry, you will get it from Bank of Ghana, you will get it from IMF, and you will get it from all the interested institutions Then you can also request that data directly from the government of Ghana. In addition to that, normally the credit rating agencies, they work through some agents within the various countries to help in some data collection and validation of information that they have gathered. So that is how they work.
Is there a possibility this data they work with, if they are collecting from the IMF, if they are collecting from the World Bank, could be inaccurate?
If they are getting the data as provided by the government of Ghana to IMF, because that obligation is on government of Ghana to provide data to IMF, then we cannot be talking about faulty data unless the government of Ghana provides the wrong data to IMF.
Okay.
So that is how it is. But you can get a perfect data by using a wrong methodology to process the data. You can get a very good data, factual data, but the way it is analyzed may be wrong. So I'm not sure that the analysis done or the evaluation done by the credit rating agency is such that we are saying the data is hugely deviated from what the situation is. I don't think so. So I'm not sure government is questioning the credit rating agencies about the data. I believe they are questioning the credit rating agencies because of the pain that they are going through as a result of the downgrade. I think you recall they were saying that this rating that Moody did was not unsolicited rating. We have two types of rating, solicited and unsolicited rating. And it seems to me the government of Ghana, with their borrowing plan for the first quarter, wanted a rating opinion from this rating agency. So normally when you pay for something, you thought that it may go in your favor. And I believe it's like this is not what we expected. So the reasons that have been given for rejecting the rating opinion for Moody especially is not grounded in what is supposed to be the case. Now, we need to also accept the fact that rating agencies are not angelic institutions. They are not institutions without blame, but they are still relevant in the eyes of investors. Take, for example, audit firms. Audit firms are supposed to provide assurance as to whether policies, rules, regulations, and indeed the company is managed according to the rules. We have seen big audit firms in the US, in the UK, in India recently, even in Africa, who were actually surcharged or punished because of certain things they were supposed to have done to provide a reflective audit report. That does not make those audit firms less important in the opinion they express. In the same vein, when you go through the history of credit rating, you will see S&P in court. In some cases, they lost the cases that have been filed against them. They provide rating for some companies in some countries, and within a short period of time, the good rating they gave, will turn out to be not a reflection of the truth, and those countries will begin to suffer consequences. So we know that credit rating agencies are not angelic institutions. That is why in Europe they have regulation guiding the work of credit rating agencies. In Africa, we don't have. The regulation in Europe is such that there are independent national bodies that do supervision of the work of credit rating agencies. In fact, they must even register in those countries that they want to operate in those countries. And they fall under the supervision of those regulatory entities. So it is something we can look at and develop in Africa so that there is a framework within which they work. But where the data speak for itself, that you are borrowing excessively, that your interest cost for 2021 was in excess of 35 billion, and you raised a total revenue in terms of taxes of about 57 billion. Find 35 as a percentage of 57, and you will see almost all the tax revenue is used to pay interest. That situation has not changed. The projection that you have provided in 2022 is such that the credit rating agencies don't have confidence in them, and which means the market doesn't have confidence in those projections. Number one, you were able to raise tax revenue of only 57 billion out of over 70 billion in 2021. What makes you to think that you can move from 57 billion to 80.3 billion in 2022? They cannot connect it. Therefore, that projection is not trusted. You projected 70 plus billion in 2021 as the total revenue expected. But in 2022, and you didn't achieve that. In fact, the shortfall of the revenue was around 20%. So, by in 2022, you are projecting 100.5 billion. What tells you that you can move from that point to 100.5 billion? So the whole issue is about whether the market tracks the projection by the government or not. And as it is that the market doesn't trust the project. Those are the issues that we should be dealing with.
All right.
Now, I also do know that in the past, before the coming into force of European Union regulation for credit rating agencies, in fact, the description was that credit rating agencies can remove some government out of power because of their commentary on their rating.
Okay.
So the protocol is that when you finish your rating, yours is to put the result there. You don't go beyond and start saying a lot of things. For example, even though we are not regulating as it is in Europe, when all these credit rating agencies put their document out, have you seen them moving from radio station to radio station talking? Answer is no, because there is a guidance for them. You see?
Now,
so I think that is what we should. And one of the things is that they use people in their countries which may not be familiar with the data and those things. So you could see the finance minister is using those things to attack them. But in this case, the data speaks for itself.
All right.
The data speaks for itself.
Now, let me ask my final question before we end the conversation, and that has to do with a hypothetical situation, which is based on facts anyway. What would have happened if, for instance, all these credit rating agencies had rated Ghana maybe A or B with a positive outlook, with the same figures in terms of our debt portfolio, same figures in terms of our debt to GDP ratio, and the same macroeconomic indicators we are having now? Would it necessarily have done anything, considering government hasn't got that, fiscal space?
Oh, definitely they will not do that. Credit rating agencies are being criticized all the time. I also criticize credit rating agencies because of what I know. in their work. Sometimes they give rating, you ask yourself, why this rating? In 2019, when they were all rating government, immediately after that, government will come and run a commentary to indicate to the investor that, hey, listen to the rating agencies. They have given us positive outlook to bring more money. When the table turns, now government is struggling to condemn the same credit rating agencies. Some of my criticism of credit rating agencies in the past is rooted in regulating them. It's rooted in greater transparency, especially when the rating is solicited. Because if I give you money, come and rate me, there is some likelihood that you overlook certain things. Okay, so you will be critical about the results. So we will question all the time. The work that credit rating agencies are doing is not shrouded in secrecy. We all know how to compute those ratios. We all know the benchmark. When it is beyond this level, what it is or it means for the country. So if you are rating the country in the face of this apparent data, then we can question you. So the point I'm making is that credit rating agencies are not beyond reproach. They can be criticized, they can be challenged, but the challenge should be based on data. So if you go to African Union and say, be careful about credit rating agencies, and then the subsequent they issue statement, the point is that the data that they churn out is there. Churn out your data using the same methodology which is made available to you, and then tell me that when you pass through the same data through the methodological process, what you are getting is this. Then we challenge based on that. But when you are expecting a good rating for you to go and borrow, and the ratings come to be negative, and you are going to market issuing press statement here and there, that one, citizens will not support you.
All right. Prof, well, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
And that's Professor John Gachi joining us this morning on the show. We'll go for a short breather. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation.
This is still the Happy Morning Show. We are live on Happy 98.9 FM. We're also live on ETV Ghana. We are live on ESIM in Bogatanga and Tamale as well. My name is Raymond Yamado. Meeting for the next 20 minutes. I'm at Sami Shen. Your interviewer, Yabaye Anope Ewo Jumedi, so your name in from the Bible Society of Ghana. Yabedin Komo Ewo Jumedi, so na Yabekaya Bible Society of Ghana as part of your Happy FM Bible quiz. No, Umbekaya and Sa. Almost supported with some Bible materials. Nenema, Yadema winners of the competition. Anope, Mabekaya and Sa, Yabetrin Komo Efa initiatives we are done with Dima. Pese almost share with Ghana for and say quickly no. Me no more Ebetrin Komo. Me wo Mrs. Catherine Ojija, or your Communications and Resource Mobilization Manager, Emma Bible Society of Ghana, and me wo Mr. Richard Ofei, or your Regional Operations Manager, Emma Bible Society of Ghana. And for me, Markwaba, ever Happy Morning Show. So, and let me say a good morning to you and welcome to the Happy Morning Show.
Good morning to you too.
Well, Catherine, tell us about the Bible Society of Ghana. I mean, we want to know a bit about it.
Thank you very much, Raymond, for having us on your show. The Bible Society of Ghana is a non-denominational Christian organization. It's also a voluntary organization with membership in over 200 countries and territories across the world. The Bible Society is mainly for Christians in Ghana, and what we do is to translate the Bible from the original Greek, Hebrew, and Aramaic into the various local languages in Ghana. So if you have chanced on a copy of the Asante Tree Bible, the Mfanti Bible, Gan Bible, Ever, Dangbe, these are products of the Bible Society of Ghana. So basically we exist to translate the Bibles into the various local languages.
Well, we're talking about the Bible, no. I know the Bible Society of Ghana. You've been doing this for a while now. But how did it all start? How did this whole, Bible work all start?
Okay, so the Bible work started around 1804 when a young lady called Mary Jones decided within her small village that he wanted a Bible for herself. And she had to save for a number of years to get the Bible. And the kind of work that went into her savings and walking long distances just to purchase a Bible ignited some conversation among the church leaders at that time, who then said there shouldn't be a case where someone will have to walk long distances to buy a Bible and find it difficult getting a Bible. And so they decided that then they will form a group that will ensure that the Bible is available for everyone who needed it. And so around the 1804, that started. But in Ghana, we had Bible Society of Ghana around 1965, when all the churches came together and said we needed a group like the Bible Society to translate the Bible into the local dialect of the Ghanaian people. And so that is the little background I can give for that.
Well, so, in terms of your operations, the Bible Society of Ghana, I remember when we were kids, there was this blue Bible with the logo of a man, I don't know if it was, I think he was dropping something. That's still your logo, right?
No, but that is actually Gideon's International.
Okay.
So that's a different institution,
yeah,
but our logo is still the SOA.
The logo is still the SOA, the SOA dropping. But, I mean, what are the visions, what actually, give birth to, this dream of, setting up the Bible Society of Ghana?
Okay, at the Bible Society, we have a vision that everyone in Ghana will have the Bible. So our vision is the Bible for everyone. So you have the Bible in a format that is good for you, and also in a language that you understand. So let me explain a little bit. So in a format, we say that, for instance, you are blind. So we have the Bible in Braille format for you, so that you can read. You are deaf. We also, that is our little baby, our latest baby, that project that we are embarking on, a sign language Bible, because the sign language community in Ghana, they constitute about 2% of the Ghanaian population, yet we don't have a Bible for them, and they still need Jesus Christ. They need to have the word in their lives. So we have started the sign language Bible for them. So that is in a format for them to understand, so that we don't force them to read when they don't understand. Yes. So that is our vision, the Bible for everyone.
You are about to celebrate your Bible week, and for a lot of our viewers and a lot of our listeners who may not have heard about the Bible week, tell us a bit about the Bible week.
Okay, thank you very much. So as part of also the work that we do, having our mission to make God's word available and affordable, and to encourage its use to transform lives, we, as part of that, collaborate with the churches every year to celebrate the Bible week. The reason for that is to thank God for the gift of the Bible, and also to draw Christians' attention to the centrality of the Bible as the word of God to our worship and our everyday life, and also to encourage churches through the Bible week to support the translation work that we do. Indeed, it takes us between 12 to 16 years to complete one language translation. And so with the sign language Bible that we began last year, we have the resources. We will finish in the next 16 years. It is quite a laborious task and quite expensive. And so during Bible week, the churches come together to support us to be able to produce the Bible in larger quantities for everybody to have. Indeed, because of Bible week, we are also able to discount the Bibles so that you go to the market and you can get a Bible for 30 cedis, which should have been 60 cedis. And so Bible week, within that is what we do. And again, during Bible week, we also celebrate our unity in our diversity. It is only in Bible week that you have an SDA pastor preaching in a church of Pentecost, and you have a Catholic priest preaching in a Pentecost church. And so we celebrate the Bible week to bring that unity in diversity and to say that you may belong to a different denomination, but there is a common thing that brings all of us together, and that is the Bible. And so, but during Bible week, that is what we do.
Well, Anope Utia, the Bible Society of Ghana, and a church komo efa omo Bible week omo shasi ankasa ekoso ne denden na ohwe the Bible Society of Ghana. Penyufo no aka kire se jumeku a omo de shasi ese ne be ya akristofo obetumi edo ho abedomo omo na omo pese de down we ni so ene se omo pese obia nsa betumi aka Bible ese obia tumi ewo Bible na omo pese omo ma onyakopo message no obia ntumi enye bi na again so no onsabe kebi dia and they say utumi able to buy a Bible and so utumi top Bible na Bible no so there ombema ne bo no akofom say amount say na be ya onsabe tumi akabi na also no as part of omo jumedi down we nim no omo pese omo sesa lives omo pese omo sesa nkofo obia ne hyebre ne die ode ba wi so no omo pese omo bo say na be ya obe grow ne nyina na say changes kakra ho a omo abo na wetumi ehyepe no so na omo Bible week celebration na omo Bible week omo di no omo say Bible any integrity eno ene da mo enima enche bia ye beba ho but omo say omo pese Bible no eye nsema ewom no eye ade a be guide obia e wo say na obebro na brabo na week no a omo ye Bible week no open Bible ato a ebia na 60 cedis but omo ye week no bet me ato no be 30 cedis omo beti ebo no so ama o say na Bible week nko na ye mra obehu say churches nyina no obi free Catholic church na wotumi akọ preach or Pentecost church and obi free Pentecost church nyina eka Bible week the Ghana Bible Society omudi into nyina ensema ya de bremo anope. But Catherine, let me come to you quickly on this one. What's the theme for this year's Bible week?
Okay, it's the Bible and integrity.
Okay.
The Bible and integrity.
And why that theme?
Okay. So I'm sure we are all in this Ghana and we know how things are going. But as Christians, we serve a creator who demands accountability in everything that we do. And God expects us to be faithful, to be integrous in the work that he has entrusted to us as Christians. And so if we say we are Christians, it must reflect in the way we work. It must reflect in the way we walk and talk with our colleagues at work, the person you meet on the road that you don't know. You don't need to know somebody to be respectful of that person. And also, if you have been put in a responsible position, you must discharge your duty diligently and with integrity. So that is what we want to stress on during this Bible week. And it will interest you to know that this morning at 10 a.m., the former Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Justice Theodora Wood is presenting a symposium on the theme at 10 a.m. at the AMNU office building around Kimbu.
Okay.
And she'll be doing it together with Professor Stephen Ade, who we all know. So we are inviting all well-meaning Ghanaians, if you have the time at 10 a.m. this morning, to join us for this symposium.
Well, it's an opinion edikano almost say integrity idea say to me the ejuma wo on my way more you can integrity e bia na metumi aka na otwi mu but integrity idea ehun hia pa enti omo choose team we the Bible and integrity say na be ya your suban any dey dan edi no ne nyina ebefa kwan bi so a obi abetumi hu say also you Christian and also you Christian a osua Bible a say osuban etumi reflected the osua e Bible no ne nyina e ensema but Richard, I know it's already started. How long is it going to be and when is it going to end?
Okay, so we started just the past Saturday on the 5th with our friends in the SDA, and they will be ending on the 12th, this coming Saturday with them. That is for the SDA. And then for the Sunday churches, we started on the 6th and we'll be ending on the 13th, this coming Sunday. But only to add to the integrity that on my ye woman, a Christopher, you say, ye chair or how my ye at your son back. It is a year your son back, Nasa, ye brabo any ye subani ye jumaye any senia ye toto ye nioma te sesenia ye ti a yesu e ka ho asema na che se e Christopher ye di omani nwamo enu nti na ye se afi no wo behwe trosem ene abrabo a eye tinen eye pepepe se de be ya sabio se wo kokoto se obi ade da ho a onfa sika enye wo dia no onfa wonsa nkobum red light ne so for your friend is in traffic on ka se wo pentem wo adwuma mu nti wo ye den wo twem nti ye send message ama oman ni nyina se wo ye Kristo ni dia na onyame hwe se ye bebo ya brabo ama na so ani se Kristofo
nti sena we react you num dia na yento aso kakra nti what are some of the main highlights ma Bible week no
yo nti Bible week no say ye sha se na watchini ma ye Bible reading marathon uko takrade enra edwam ye de pulpit na kwa akosi ho ena ye de Bible na to so ena ye kan Bible no fia no pa akosi enwumre nti ye sha se Genesis a ni ye kan obi a wo beba betwem bia kase bia opese wo kan Bible ni wo bia na wa kan ye wo ye prayer meeting na onyame adoma ochina ye ewo praise be sorry ewo Bethel la
okay
eno no also for Penny Lawrence Tete and ebedi anim ene yaye and a symposium ye youth forum so choral music nti na wotweda ne de ye ne nsori ne kabom edi dwumadi ahoro nti ne pompon so ne ne aye be ne kwasia da ye kwa akoda nyame ase ewo dwumadi a ye di no na wotweda ne mu nyina
na aseda no ebekoso wenfa
as dani de cost one sorry bebre nti oman mu nyina almost about 150 churches and akwesi ada ebe obia eba be celebrate na yade onyankopon ase
na symposium no say eyene
symposium
nti obetumi acheche mu ama ye echiefo wo hwemu na omo
yo abusuafo symposium na koye kasa tre a ye ba betie fi impanifo ho na ye nso e ba be chia say Christopher no yede ya dwenkyere aba ho e wasema ye ka se trosem any integrity ananya trosem ka efa abrabo a eye pepepe ye ehu nti ene ye benya mpanifo former chief justice Theodora Wood any professor Adai aba be kanyensa no mne ya ba be di sa nyoma yi hu nkomo nsori ahoro any institutions ahoro ye soldier for police for shraj ya fro mu nyina se ye mra ye nim se Christopher was our institutions nyina mu momra na ye ndwendwen ho die nesese ye ma oman yi pepepe ye ene abrabo krogen ekoso se obi ade eda obi mfa me adwuma ma Switzerland ekuo bi kakra me kosra won na oko shop bi a emo yi ya hye no olonka ena ye friend is a weighing scale ena sika botton wo ho nipa bi ani ho oko na okokosa olonka de si scale no na kire sika abitua na ode atono adane no ho ya na me ka kire o mo se ade we ntimi nsi na ade a police ni gina ho kra ye fa na nso oman yi se ye Christopher dia na esese ye timi sesa ya adwene timi anisa uhu obi sika okwan ho a ede na esese wo ye Kristo ni beka so onyame na de obi sika ayira na che no nti kroma ankwa na akronfo kodi adanse wa Sunday nti saa ne oma ni nyina na esese ye susu ho ne yetimi ma abrabo pa etimi tina oman yi mu na yetimi atum se oman ahye Yesu de anuonyam nti enadwumadie no saa nkomodie no na ebekoso nondu pepepe ewo EM4 edan foforo na on esi.
Very well. Catherine, and the member of now Bible study group. No, I mean, what have been some of your key operations, and if you can share some of your achievements, with us.
Okay. So our key operations are basically translating the Bible, publishing, and then distributing the Bibles. For Bible Society, we don't say we sell the Bible because we say we distribute. He explained about the fact that Bible translation is a laborious and an expensive venture.
Yeah.
So it has been subsidized. So we distribute the Bibles. And to say as an achievement, I'll say we have translated the Bibles into 9 local Ghanaian languages.
Okay.
Yes, imagine taking 10 to 16 years. And even the Ever Bible took over 30 years to translate. That should tell you that if something holds back, then it means it's funds.
Yeah.
You get it. Yeah. So we have translated the Bible into 9 local Ghanaian languages. And so that has been a major achievement for us. And we have also introduced some wide range of Bibles, something we call the Diglot, and it's one of the very first in Ghana. The Diglot is, let me say in simple terms, a two-in-one Bible. So you have English on the same page, you have English and you have Asante Tree.
Okay.
And we have launched that since 2019. And by God's grace, we have also done a similar thing for Ghana, but we are yet to launch it right after Easter. Yes. And then the sign language Bible that we have, even though we have not completed, it's a great achievement for us, because we think that that way we are meeting the needs of the marginalized in society.
Well, Richard, let me come to you. The Bible Society Ghana, how is it funded? Senamuka said it's quite laborious and capital intensive. No, how do you get funds?
So our funding is basically by the magnanimity of the churches and individual Christians who want to support Bible work. So through donation, and we get the donations through the raising of membership. And so anybody who wills to be a member of the Bible Society will just pick a membership form and register, 20 cedis, and then you decide how you would want to support the Bible Society, whether monthly, quarterly, or annually. That one is solely by your discretion. But the churches through Bible Week support us with funds, and that is the reason why we are able to do the work that we do. Indeed, by the end of every translation, we spend not less than $600,000. And when the Bibles are printed in South Korea and are coming, we pay duty like any organization. So it is because the churches are able to contribute and individual Christians are able to contribute. That is why we are able to sell it at the rate that we do sell them. Well,
if I want to help the Bible Society Ghana, how do I reach out to you?
You can call us on 02700100298. 02700100298. Or you can visit us on our social media handles, right? The Bible Society of Ghana, or our website, the Bible Society of Ghana, and you can register online. So you can also visit us in our shop at the Bible House next to Manche Agbona, the famous Manche Agbona Palace.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And your original offices?
We have an office in Kumasi, in the Doom, in the premises of the Ramsia Presbyterian Training Center. Then we also have in Kumasi, in Takrady, we have in Tamale, we have Sunyani, Hohoi, Boga, and Wa.
Okay. It's a Bible Society Ghana, Oshisho Muchie Kwaya, Omo Accra, Jamestown, near Manchabuena, Sana Wedika Kano, Omo Kumasi, Edum near Aseda House, Pankrono Estates, Takrady, Omo GPRTU building, near VIP bus station, Omo Tamale, Agric area, Presby office, Omo Ho, near GPRTU station, no, Omo Sunyani, Ewo Methodist Wesley Cathedral office, Omo Cape Coast, Abiasi roundabout, opposite CEF, Omo Bogatanga, Presby Education Unit building, near Ghana Telecom, and Omo Western North, was also opposite the Church of Pentecost. Now, Richard, finally, before the corner, me per se, me support, if I want to help, what do I have to do? I say, me register and me join, me per se me join more. How do I become a part of the Bible Society Ghana?
Okay, so until per se register now join in, send you obe peke form, Bible Society of Ghana, and onya peke form ne pe. Now we register. We register 20 cedis. 20 cedis na your certificate or lifetime certificate. You de be ho adwuma ma. Afi wunya register pe. Wo na wo be kase bosome ana se afibia ana afimpa mu bia se na me de be ma Bible Society aye na adwuma. Wunya decide pe afi ne bosome ne so ana afi ne so a na ode ase ode aba abrain wo Bible Society. Unya register pay yebema wo yen bank account as opese ye de bema any other information unya ye.
Na question back wo ha say me pesa but emerent me to me empesa but we call for me pesa mo but madam was say mo nyamra mo be church the bekoso Bible week mo this year no Catherine Ojija, Communications and Resource Mobilization Manager, Emma Bible Society of Ghana. Wabeka Mesa Medase say Winya Konya wonya emea wabecheche ni memu anope and Mr. Richard Ofe, Regional Operations Manager, Bible Society of Ghana. Wonya medamo ase say mo ba happy morning show no so a mo de Bible mo church mo abre e wo dwumedi no so nyame adoma ye beba symposium no na ye so ye de support abeka mo ho enti ye damo ase enti aha na e de dwumedi no besi anope this has been the midweek edition of the Happy Morning Show. Medi the Raymond Yamado. Nyame adoma ochano pa ebesan so ehia biom. Me ene Sami Eshe Fatisha Ali ene de dwumedi we ebremo. Yedamo ase. Up next at the Happy Sports Show. Ohene Bampo Brenya, Alan Green the researcher, Odia Sempa Kwame Wari, Joe Debra omo nyina betenase. Na omo the sports am ye hwam abremo e wo dwumedi no so. Yakramo.